Okay, right here. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 4 of CES 2019. We have a lot of amazing guests that'll be joining us shortly. My name is Marlo Anderson. I am the guru of Geek coming to you from the Tech Ranch and Blueberry Networks and Tech Podcast and Geek Central and all of those good stuff that we all seem to collaborate on around here. So excited to be here for day 4. It's a little quieter in the show hall this morning. Of course, I think Vegas has a lot to do with that. But we have some great guests today, and some of them will be joining us here pretty shortly. A little bit of the wrap up from the last couple days. We've been, really, a lot of the teams here have been hitting pretty hard, trying to get some great interviews. I had the opportunity to play ping pong against a robot the other day. I was in a flying car, I guess you could say. It was more like a flying motorcycle, I guess you could say. If you're familiar with what the stormtroopers use in Star Trek, The Empire Strikes Back, I think it was the episode. It was very similar to that device, so it was a lot of fun to be in that. And a lot of food, cooking type of gadgets this year, a lot of smart home, which is why I think the cooking thing is really starting to take off. So I think over the next couple of years, you're going to see a lot of those type of things too. And we have our first guest here already. And yeah, we'll just move you up just a little bit there. So Giannis, right?
Yes.
Yes. How you doing this morning?
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing great. So how's CES been going for you?
It's amazing, actually. It's
Yeah.
very busy, but it's amazing reaction from people, from everyone whom we show our development. People are like saying, wow,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah. Well, I know you were just impressing me a little bit ago, so it was good that you showed up a little early before we went live here. So Giannis has a company called Sonar Works, and you've been busy trying to match studio quality recordings to headphones.
Exactly.
So why don't you talk a little bit about, I know we're not going to be able to actually do a demonstration here because nobody's going to hear what we're talking about, but we can probably have you talk through how the process works. And since I've experienced this, I'll try to relate to that a little bit. How's that sound?
Perfect.
Okay.
Maybe I'll start with a quick background. Well, we are
That'd be
coming
great.
from a recording studio background, and our software is used in around 30,000 studios globally, from Tokyo to LA, from Reykjavik to Sydney. And we are also happy to have about 25 Grammy Award-winning engineers and artists publicly endorsing our technology, saying that, hey, Sonorworks is doing meaningful thing for music industry. And now at the CES, we are actually bringing all this pro studio tech to music listeners.
Okay.
And we are showcasing that, how we can bring through the mobile app the same sound as in a recording studio to pretty much any consumer headphones, either Marshalls or Shure's or you name any brand.
Right.
And that is pretty amazing.
It is pretty amazing. And I know that as you were demoing this to me a few minutes ago, you have an extensive list of headphone manufacturers in this, and I was really surprised that mine was in the list.
Perfect.
So I'm actually anxious to try your software with my headphones now, because I brag about my headphones all the time, but I'm guessing this is going to take it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, and what we are doing, we are pretty much maximizing what your headphones can do.
Right.
And we have measured thousands of headphone pairs, and we have profiles for about 300 headphone models. So pretty much we cover all the most popular headphones globally. And the more difficult thing here is to make sure headphones are measured precisely, to make sure that we do the digital correction with software.
Right.
We bring it perfectly to the same studio reference. And the beauty is also that once you have this studio reference sound, the same sound as in the recording studio, both sound to the original,
Right.
you can also personalize that for your natural hearing loss or for a bass if you feel like, adding something else. It's kind of like you deliver good food, and if you want, you can add some salt or pepper.
Sure. That's a great analogy. And I noticed in the hearing loss piece, can you adjust that to like the age of a person?
Yeah.
Really?
The way it works, you select gender, age, Then we, based on the global research, show you the average adjustment for hearing loss at that specific age range. And you can adjust a bit more or a bit less.
Interesting.
And a really cool thing we're gonna have coming up Q2, we'll also have hearing measurement app, so you'll be able to measure your individual hearing and then upload your profile into the app, just to make sure it's your, not the global average, but it's your specific hearing measurement applied.
And I know we're talking, most people use headphones, obviously to listen to music, but it isn't just music, is it? With these, it's pretty much everything that you listen to. So I'm imagining that movies are enhanced.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you look at our apps, our app for Mac and PC acts like a virtual sound card. We do sound adjustment, or if you may say sound improvement, for pretty much all the audio coming out. It may be movies, video, music, anything you want. On the mobile app, currently we are a music player, so you can play your files or Spotify.
Okay.
But we are also looking into partnerships with either smartphone companies or streaming companies to make sure we can really bring to more listeners this experience and make sure it's kind of available.
And the app is available on all platforms?
Yes.
Okay.
App is available on all platforms. On the Android and iOS, we have launched early access or open beta, so pretty much anyone can just try it and play around and provide us feedback. So we are kind of trying to fine tune up until it's really perfect to be launched end of March. But all the tech inside already works well. It's more about usability improvements and kind of learning from feedback what we need to enhance going forward.
Okay, and we can just hop into our stores and look for Sonar Works.
Yep.
Right? Okay.
You can go to App Store or Play Store, and it's there. Sonar Works through my mobile app. It's already available.
So we can go in and kind of be your beta testers if you want, so to speak.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah,
that would be great. That would be great if you want to try this out. It really is pretty amazing, and I noticed that. I know it's better, right? But maybe it could even be better, over what I'm saying for the better already. But the music seemed really flat to me after I turned off your enhancement. So I was listening to what you were playing, and then I turned off your enhancement piece, the piece of software that was enhancing the music. And I wouldn't probably know different other than the fact that I now have been, it's like eating flaming young, I suppose, to, something else. So I was pretty impressed with that.
Oh, thank you.
So,
and it's a really cool thing also we are doing at CES. We are also showcasing the future of audio.
Okay.
How the same sound can be, you listen to speakers, headphones, it's the same sound. You listen to car, it's the same sound.
Yep.
And we are aiming to ensure that you can hear your ultimate sound experience or the best sound for you on your, headphones, your car, your home speakers, and it's really precise and consistent, the same experience all across.
Interesting.
And that is a global unique thing, and we are, I would say, first company globally who is able to do the perfect sound transfer. And what's important is your personal best sound transfer. It's a studio sound plus personalization for you.
Right. So great. Anything else you want to add? How do we find out more information online as well about your company? Or
yeah, definitely you can go online and look up sonarworks.com. There is more information about our music listener site, about what we do in the pro audio environment, and there are very easy links to try either the desktop apps or the mobile apps and just play around, because I think key thing here is to actually experience the sound.
Yep.
And it's very audible improvement or enhancement on pretty much any headphones.
Right.
Even the best headphones, we add this 2, 3, or maybe 5 cents to make them perfect. And for some kind of more cheaper or entry-level headphones, this difference is like super massive.
Interesting.
And you can hear pretty much the enhancement on every single headphone model.
So if I have headphons that aren't on your list, is there a setting that you can, just like a generic setting that will work for, just to improve the sound quality on all?
The headphones are not on the list. There are 2 options. I think the best option is there's a link to press and say, please add my headphones.
Okay.
And we are pretty much looking at all the feedback, and we are constantly adding new models. And the more requests we have, the more kind of we prioritize this headphone model
Right.
to be added next. And I would say now we are at 300 headphone models. We will be most probably by end of next year way above 500, because we really want to make sure that whatever headphone model you have is covered.
I
And
see.
that's why we are putting quite a bit effort into getting all the headphones and actually measuring them to make sure that we can really deliver you the best possible sound experience.
I can about imagine what your research facility looks like. Headphones everywhere.
Yeah, we have two amazing rooms. You enter the room, it's like in a Matrix movie, like headphones all around.
Well, yeah, honestly, this has been great. I really appreciate
Yeah,
you coming
thank you
on.
very much.
You bet. And go check out SonarWorks. I think this will it'll amaze your ears. So you need to go check this out. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Have a great
Thank you very much.
CES.
Thank you.
You bet.
Bye.
You bet. So that, again, SonarWorks. SonarWorks. You want to go check that out? Get it on any of your devices. And I think it's really going to, like I said, impress your ears. I was impressed myself. So it's a great product, and you should certainly go give it a try. And like Yana said, it'll actually work on almost all headsets. And if you don't see your headset on there, send them that suggestion, and they'll actually include that over the next 6 months or a year. So very, very fun. And I think we're waiting on our next guest. So, okay. So can I get you in here for a second, Todd? You got a couple seconds while we're waiting on our next one here? You bet. Take care, everybody. So we're going to bring Todd Cochran in here real quick. So I just want to hear what his musings on the event so far. So what do you think of CES so far?
You know, I haven't got all the way back in this building and
Yeah.
only like 5 rows on the bottom. So, but I was excited yesterday to walk through, and I guess maybe I should grab my phone with the pictures on it. Let me do that.
Okay.
Help me remember what I looked at.
All right. Yeah, the problem is that there's so many things to look at all the time that, I don't even remember most of the people that you interview until you go back and look at the people, afterwards. So
Yeah, you get
Just-
excited afterwards. You're like, oh, we did that?
exactly. Because when you're kind of in that mode of just trying to get to as many people as you can.
Yeah, and it's like, what did I have for breakfast this morning, So just
Well-
on a more funny note, I saw
Yes.
something over at the Palazzo. It said, unattended children will be given an energy drink and a puppy. So there was a sign by one of their water pools.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
I thought that
That's
was
great.
pretty
Yeah.
entertaining.
Yep.
I think yesterday I was, I find myself at a point, having come to this show for 13, 14 years, whatever it is now, that sometimes it's like, I saw that, I've seen that, I've seen this. And for me, it's hard to really, I'm looking for something new.
Right.
And it's weird because I'm drawn to stuff that I have absolutely I'll never buy it. But I think, oh, that's kind of cool for that industry.
Right.
And you think about the entertainment industry and nightclubs and that kind of stuff. And, you think Consumer Electronics Show, why would there be nightclub stuff
Right,
here at the show?
right.
I found this company called Lezen, and they have nothing. It's just real simple. It's an LED lighting system that goes in like a wine or champagne bucket that they
Right.
would, you're having a party with your friends and you've rented a booth or a table, or, maybe you're at one of those outside events here in Vegas where they're having the pool parties where the 20-year-old hot bodies hang out,
Yep.
and they bring a bottle of champagne in a real cool container that's got an LED light wrapped around it.
With their business logo on it.
And
or whatever.
it's like you can't see it,
Yeah.
but it's not like I'm not going to buy that.
Right.
But I'm thinking, okay, there's a category that's just, why is that here at CES?
Yep.
And then stupid things like dogs that are actually outdoor dogs with
VR. Is this a virtual reality?
no.
Oh, it's not.
It's
Okay.
basically a snow.
Oh,
It's goggles for dogs.
gotcha.
And I'm thinking to myself, dogs are used to being outside,
Right.
and these dogs run in Alaska and do the Iditarod, and they're not using no goggles.
Right.
And why does a dog need a goggle? And I asked the guy, I said, dogs have been on this planet as long as we have. Why are we putting goggles on dogs now? And he says, because consumers are worried about their pets. And I'm just like, really?
Yeah.
So.
But if they sell a million of them, right? Did you see the VR set for dogs?
No, a VR set for a dog.
I'm trying to make sense of this.
A VR set so the dog wears a VR.
A VR set. And what are you projecting to the dog? Cats? I mean, I don't get this. And
what did they explain to you what they were doing?
They were so busy. I couldn't even get close to the booth.
Okay, so you're gonna love this one then.
Okay.
Let me find it. I'm walking. Of course. Okay, so what do you think that is?
It looks like a hamster wheel.
Looks like a hamster wheel,
yes.
But it's big, right?
Yes, it's big.
Okay, so for the audience, just imagine a hamster wheel about, maybe 4 feet off the ground. Okay, round, and it turns. And in the inner circle of this hamster wheel, and its cloth, is an LED light that moves up and down.
Okay.
So we're getting close to maybe you understanding what this is for. It's for cats. So the cats will jump on that, and this thing will turn, and the cats will chase the light and get exercise. And they showed a video of a cat interacting with this hamster wheel, and I thought, hey, that's cool. And my mom's got cats. My daughter has cats. I'm equal opportunity on animals. I love cats too.
Sure.
So, and I'm thinking, wow, that's good way for cats to have fun and exercise. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, what's that going to cost? What do you think it's going to cost? $249.
That would be where I would say, sure.
$1,800. And we laughed. We laughed out loud
when he said $1,800.
No, it was 2 ladies from a Chinese college.
Okay.
And we laughed and they laughed.
So they don't buy it either.
They don't buy it either that it's going to be $1,800.
Wow.
And I said, well, if you can get this price down to like $249, maybe there's people out there that don't have kids, so their kids are their pets.
Right.
And I asked her, I said, how quick does a cat get bored with this? Because you can imagine a cat galloping in a. Like if you guys ever seen a hamster, they run all night, right? And I'm like, and how long is this cat going to chase this light? Well, cats are, they're 5 minutes. They're like, okay, I've had enough of this. Let me go lay down and take a nap.
Maybe we can put the VR goggles on the cats, right? And then they can go in here. Then they think they're in a forest or something.
Right. So I took a little video of this. I thought it was, it was one of those things I just laughed about. And
wow.
But there's just different stuff that are out there, and here's another thing I was looking at. Okay, so in Hawaii, we go to the beach.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big beach guy. I go to the beach. I'm usually hanging out at a picnic table with my laptop and, watch a bikini walking away once in a while, right? But they have, I'm pretty white. So, and it doesn't matter if you're white or black, brown or blue. In Hawaii, you got to wear some sort of sunscreen.
Right.
And, we buy the kind in the aerosol. I don't like getting the, gooing it all up.
I'm the exact same way.
So I'm spraying on the aerosol, and she goes, well, do you miss your back? And I'm like, well, that's when I have my kids there, or my wife to spray my back with the sun spray. But this is it's a product that is extremely efficient in giving a good mist, a pure coverage of, and it's all it is a mister that will spray on sun protection.
So it just kind of sits outside by the beach, and just like you go under the beach shower, you can go under the beach mister and get yourself sunscreen.
Well, it basically is a handheld unit.
Oh, I see.
And,
Okay.
So, I'm kind of looking at this, and you have to, of course, the business is buying the cartridges for it.
I see.
But not only that, they've got it set up for mosquito spray and 2 or 3 different other types of things that feel, something for a refresh,
Yep.
And
so anything that you can do, there's so many businesses, they're either trying to figure out ways to do subscriptions, or it's still the inkjet model, right?
Right
and
there.
that's what this, oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the inkjet model in booze.
Yep. So is this
this is the
Bartesian, yep.
Yeah, the Bartesian, and it's a Keurig maker for alcohol.
Right.
And they've actually licensed this to some big, it's one of those catalog, you get those catalogs.
Right, like Sky Mall or whatever.
Yeah, like that.
Yep.
So it's going to be coming out under this brand. and it makes like 6 different drinks. So there's
Right.
margaritas, Mai Tais, 4 or 5 different things, and like 2 of them are the only kinds I would ever drink. And then you have to buy the pods, and the pods are like $20 for 10 or something, So I was, okay, that's interesting.
It's interesting. We interviewed this person as well, and it is interesting. But again, it just falls in that same inkjet cartridge type of thing.
Yep.
The industry itself. You talk to half the people out here. We were talking to a pill dispenser this morning. They're not selling the product. It's a subscription. It's a hardware piece,
Right.
but they don't even care about selling it. It's $22 a month for it, and when you don't need it anymore, we'll
Send it back.
and then you send it to somebody else.
Well,
So
if you think about it, though, whoever needs a pill dispenser, you and I are fully capable and mentally of taking our prescriptions on time.
right.
So maybe their market is the folks that are, what is that? What is that? I'm not. I know some of you are out there or have all your facilities at 80
Yep.
and stuff, but maybe you're on 10 different medications and
Right.
you need some help in maintaining when you're supposed to take your pills.
And so that part of it's good, and their part was that if you're at that level in your life, that maybe you might only need it for 2 months
Right.
or maybe 2 years.
Yep.
And the ROI on buying something that might cost $10,000 or $20,000
Yep.
isn't there.
Yep.
Right. So that's what it was about.
But I spent a lot of time walking through where the universities are.
Okay.
Michigan State, go Spartans. They had a Sparty in the booth. I had to laugh. I saw it coming down the escalator. And they've got a health product that they're bringing online, and it's basically alumnus that have the university's backing. I don't know how it works financially, but lots of universities were at the show, and so for me, it shows that like my alma mater, Embry-Riddle. I went to Aeronautical University, and I'm like, what are you guys doing here? And I talked to the guy, and he says, well, we're here actually recruiting companies that want to hire graduates.
Okay.
So they weren't even here they were here to talk to companies that would be looking to hire Embry-Riddle graduates. So I gave my card, and I said, and I know that Embry-Riddle has a huge veterans, I'm a veteran, a huge veterans base of graduates, undergraduate and graduate students. And so for me, it was kind of, it was interesting that they were there. He said, we really wanted to be in the drone area. And I said, well, did you make your meeting or your booth placement for next year? And he says, well, I'm just here covering the booth. I don't have the decision-making process. And I'm like, you need to go back and tell the Embry-Riddle team that they needed to have a decision maker here to be able to be at booth selection so that they get their booth pick, even though their first year here, you need to, so you can move up the totem pole and get closer to where you want to be. And I said, the only alternative they have is you're going to have the university call CEA and say, can you squeeze me out of space in and around the drone area because this is where I fit.
Right.
But if they don't, they'll be downstairs next year if they come back again. So, but a lot of colleges a lot of Chinese colleges, all showing certain stuff off. One thing that I saw from a Chinese rep was a no battery ELT, emergency locator. And it was based upon a device that generated enough power through not doing it by hand, by coming in with energy by hand, but by a change of temperature and a wire.
Really?
Just enough. And and it was all underneath glass and everything. I'm like, okay, that's going to be very expensive to get to market.
Yep.
And there's going to be very limited use cases. There are going to be use cases like in life rafts and that kind of thing where you drop something over the side and it's, it's a $1,200 item and it's bobbing in the water. And so just kind of unique stuff like that. But I think we've seen even on this show, the diversity in content here.
So, I have a question for you.
Sure.
When you've been traveling for a lot of years.
Yep.
When you were younger and traveling, did you carry cash with you or traveler's checks or anything along those lines?
Before credit cards, yes.
Okay. So.
But my God, that was probably the last time I carried traveler's checks were in the early 80s.
Yeah, I would say the same for me too. But Do you think anything anymore of? I mean, when I would travel, I'd always make sure I had at least a couple dollars on me, right?
Right.
You know, do you when you hop on a plane from Hawaii coming to Vegas, do you even go to the bank anymore to get cash?
No, I hit the ATM. That's
Okay,
it.
whenever, wherever you at. So if
Right.
you hop on a plane and you got $2 on you, you're not even concerned about it, are you?
Not usually, but I usually try to have, my grandmother, my late grandmother, she used to tell me, always have taxi money
Okay.
somewhere.
Sure. And that makes sense, right?
So,
right.
I've always got that spare 50
Sure.
stash somewhere.
I'm kind of
right?
the same way
Okay,
too, right? But I find it interesting, and there was a lot of stuff downstairs this year about, we're kind of moving to this cashless society, right?
Right.
And one of the industries that's really being impacted by this is fundraising, because nobody has cash anymore. I mean, I would almost never make a purchase with a credit card if it was under $10. I know what it costs the
Right,
business and
right.
whatever. And now I find myself when even this, I just bought a Diet Coke for $3.50.
I did a Red Bull yesterday for $3.49 and used the credit card.
And use a credit card, right?
Yeah.
So what's happening is that we don't have change to throw into that jar
Right.
next door or whatever. So there are companies now that are looking at how do you combat this. So there was a company called Tip Talk, I think it's called, and they have a little badge basically, and it says $1, $2. That's exactly right. $2, $5.20, and you just wear this, right? So if you're a valet, right, and you
That's
got this thing
interesting.
on, you just wave your phone over it or your credit card that's got NFC in it, and it'll just charge your card $5. And then when it gets within range to run the credit cards, it does that.
That's brilliant.
It's brilliant, right?
We got to have that walk around doing interviews.
I-
1, 5, 10, 15, 20,
Yes.
400.
The units are only $20 a piece.
Right. If someone
So that's
would
not
come
bad.
up and use their phone and tap
Yeah,
me for
yeah.
20 for every interview, we could afford to do this, right? I'm
That's
serious.
interesting.
I'm absolutely serious.
That's interesting.
Hurry up. What was this interview worth to you? Have a little board,
You just put your phone over the top of
That's
it.
right.
And go, yeah.
Or the same thing with a QRC code or something.
Yep. And then there was another company that had the, where you throw the change in the jar type of thing,
Yeah.
which I'm not, it's a cool thing. You throw money in the thing, and then it dispenses a coupon.
Oh,
And then the coupon can be used, like if you go to a taco joint, the coupon could be
Right.
used for maybe a taco in the future or whatever. But I was just wondering when I looked at both of those scenarios, which one's going to actually make it? And to me,
Right.
the one that's not using cash, because nobody carries cash
Right.
anymore, is the one
Right.
that's going to be more viable,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
So yeah. We'll have to get you a couple of those tip talks, I think.
I think so. Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
all should go
Yeah.
around carrying them. Sponsor me right here on the spot, right?
$100 right there.
So you laugh, but it's probably a good idea. Anyway,
I think
looks
it
like
is.
our next
yeah,
guest is
yeah,
here.
sounds good. So yeah, if you want to make a couple extra bucks, I think they're actually those tip talks are coming out sometime in March, and I did order a couple, Todd. So yeah. So we'll have to play with them a little bit. So yeah, we have our next guests that are coming in here now. Hey, doing fine. Come on in. The water's warm. What's that? Okay. Good. Yeah, we'll just bring you right in here. We're actually live already here, so nice to meet you as well, Michael. We'll pop those right on you there. And there we go. And there we are.
I look like a race officer.
You kind of do. You should be in the pit on
Right.
race car driver pit, right? Yeah. You look good there. That's good. So how you doing today?
Good, thanks.
Yeah. How's the CES going for you?
Crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of meetings, a lot of interviews. It was good.
Yep.
Good show overall.
Good. So tell me a little bit about your company.
So Drust is a startup company that we funded 4.5 years ago with my co-founders after being automotive engineers for 7 years.
Okay.
And we started with this knowledge of how a vehicle actually work. And we wanted to use that knowledge to make sense of the data, like the car data,
Okay.
for the sake of the insurance companies, the OEM, and also the drivers, which is at the core of the experience. So we have an app for the drivers called SuperDrive that we are introducing here at CES and focusing especially on road risk prevention.
Okay. So when you have the app on your phone, what is it measuring when you're driving around?
So there are different aspects to it. The way we approach road risk prevention is by combining three factors, right?
Okay.
So the first one is the driving style, driving behavior, so the human factor.
Okay.
So you would have some coaching when you're driving, like on the screen. So you have to imagine that the smartphone is holding on the dashboard.
Okay. See if we can get
And
the camera there a little better.
yeah, so this screen here will turn live once you drive and give you advice on how to change gears,
Okay.
how to use the engine brake, how to press the gas pedal, how to optimize the pace of your driving, and this will help you make savings. Right?
Okay.
Once we've done this, we know about your driving style, and we combine then the contextual factor, so about like weather, traffic, infrastructure, and the third one is the car condition.
Okay.
So here you can see the tear and wear of the car.
Okay.
So you have tires, brake, air conditioner, inspection, service. And with this in mind, we are then able to assess the risk. Because, for instance, if you're driving like a maniac in turns, that's something.
Right.
If you're doing it under the rain with worn out tires, that's even worse, right?
Sure.
So that's how we approach risk. And once we've done this, we are able to prevent road risk by providing individualized advice to the drivers.
So when you start the app out, do you like do a visual inspection of the car yourself and you say, all right, my tires are okay?
Exactly. We have a trip checkup that unfortunately I cannot do here because
Okay.
you need to be in a car.
Okay.
But that's exactly what's happening. So before even starting, in the morning, the app will notify you and tell you, well, today it's rainy. Remember that you have worn out tires. You should decrease your speed by 10 miles per hour and you would still clear from road risk.
Wow. That's interesting.
That's
So-
about it.
So do you find, so this is intriguing. You know, a lot of people probably don't do a car inspection very often. I would fall into
Exactly.
that space, right? Something usually happens and I'm like, oh, I don't have so good tires on my car anymore, or my brakes aren't working like they should after something happens, right? So this almost forces you in a way to actually do a visual inspection of your car, which is a good thing.
It's
So-
a good thing because people should be aware of it.
Right, right.
It's for them, it's for their safety and also for their wallet. Because I give you an example. If you know about the wear of your brake pads, right?
Right.
You are able then to change them before you actually damage the whole
Right,
braking system.
Right, exactly.
And if you miss this, then you have to pay 10 times the price.
Right.
So you're also making savings
Yeah.
in being more aware of your car condition.
Yep. So the app will train you to be a better driver, basically.
A super driver.
A super driver. I
Yeah,
like
so
that.
called.
And then it'll also save you money because it'll look at how you drive and make recommendations to you about, like, if you're a jackrabbit start, off of stoplights, for example, you consume more gasoline, correct?
Correct.
So will the app kind of coach me on that, saying that maybe if you started a little bit more slowly, that you would have savings there as well?
Exactly. So there are three aspects to it. The last one that we are introducing here at CES is road risk prevention, but you're right. The first one is eco-driving, so to help you save on your gas consumption.
Okay.
The second one is the predictive maintenance that we just seen.
Okay.
And the third one is road risk, that is actually combining the two first ones.
Okay. And the app is available on all platforms right now?
The app is live.
Okay.
We launched it in Europe, looking for a partnership to enter the US market.
Okay.
It's that's about it. Like we are speaking of the go-to-market, we are working with insurance companies, tier ones, OEMs, to
Okay.
get this into the hands of drivers.
I see. So your goal is to have a partner. Do you actually sell the app then too, or is it something that your goal is to have it free to the public because you have a sponsor for it?
Exactly.
Okay.
The aim would be that it's free for the public, and it's just like bringing a new experience to the driver,
Sure.
and different partners benefit from it. For instance, the insurance company would benefit from people having less accidents.
Yeah.
And I think it's quite a good aim
Yep.
to solve.
Yep.
And that's it. So it would be rather free for the users, and we have a subscription based business model for our partners.
Okay. Now, I love when you sat down and you said we're a startup, or we're a startup around 4.5 years ago. You know, most companies wouldn't say that, of course, because, but sometimes it takes a while, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. You have to look for the correct business model. You have to look for the best product market fit.
Yep.
And that's what we've been doing for about 4.5 years now.
And I'm guessing just the development of the app itself took some time.
About 3 years.
Yeah.
Because it's not about the app. Like the app is a showcase
Right.
that is very useful to understand what we're doing.
Right.
But the core of it
Yeah.
is a cloud-based platform.
Yeah. The back end of it is what's
The back end of it,
complicated, right?
using
Yep.
AI, using machine learning algorithm,
Yeah.
and this took a while
Yep.
to really get to something that is useful for people,
Right.
useful for our partners,
Right.
and that actually makes a difference in this landscape.
Yeah, I mean, most people wouldn't have the wherewithal to stick with something for 4.5 years, so I give you credit for that. That's pretty
Thank
impressive.
you.
So it's Drust, D-U-R-S-T, available in Europe, and you're, like you said, you're looking for a partner here in the United States.
Exactly.
Anything else that you want to share about the app?
Well, thank you for having us today. We were super excited at CES to introduce our new road risk prevention approach and to receive a CES Innovation Award for this.
Oh, great.
So that's very encouraging for us to keep on pushing in this direction.
Yep.
And that's what we will do for this year.
Yep, yep. So it's kind of appropriate you have the hat on and the whole bit, because you really do look like you're sitting in a race car pit right now. So.
Right. But actually, the yellow cap was rather for prevention of road risk, right?
Sure,
You
sure.
heard of this yellow vest, right?
Yes.
And yellow vest is the symbol of road risk prevention.
That's correct,
But
yes.
these days, it's a little bit difficult to interact with yellow vest. So
Right. All right. Appreciate it.
thank you very
It's been
much.
great. And enjoy the rest of your CES.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Oh, thanks, Steve. Thanks for being part of the show as well. You can come around here real quick. We'll get Steve in here real quick, too, since we got like 2 minutes yet. If that's okay. Okay.
Hey, Don.
So how you doing? Well, it's Marlo, actually.
What's that?
It's Marlo.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's okay. That's
you,
okay.
You look a little alike. Is that
Well,
possible?
you know, I suppose it's possible. You know, we're both aging a little bit. No.
Who among us isn't, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So I should have my name tag on, I guess. But I like to be a little incognito sometimes. But
yeah.
So how you doing?
In Vegas, that's a good thing.
That is a good thing here. Yes, absolutely.
You know what? Started day 4. I'm doing great.
Yep.
Our-
Let's
our-
pull the mic up to your. There you go. Perfect. There we go.
yeah.
Yep.
Our whole team is doing great.
Great.
And you guys have been wonderful. I mean, we've loved working with you.
Wonderful.
And we've worked with Todd and,
Yeah.
and Don, you know, literally for the last 10, 12 years.
Great.
And,
So-
you know, we represent a lot of different clients across a broad spectrum of different technologies.
Okay.
And, you know, we think that what we bring to you guys is a broad spectrum of future forward-thinking companies.
Sure. So tell me a little bit about your take on CES this year.
I think that what you're seeing, certainly over here in the Sands, is the continued emergence of startups.
Okay.
That's nothing new here. Eureka Park has been, started with like 30 companies, and
Yep.
now it's, 1,500 companies?
I think it's actually 1,300, but who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, you would never see them all anyway. It's massive.
Yeah.
It's massive.
And CES used to be a little bit of a mishmash where, you know, a company could be in the South Hall or the Central Hall.
Yep.
A couple of years ago, CES really compartmentalized. So, you know, if you're going to be in the North Hall, it's going to be all about automotive.
Right.
You know, if you're going to be in the Westgate, it's going to be all about smart cities.
Yep.
And I think that's important because since the show is so massive, so enormous, and so much of a challenge to navigate, knowing where you want to be and being able to plan your trip accordingly really makes a lot of sense, a lot of difference.
Just going to, foot the bill for all this, which I mean, you and I are going to be footing the bill for it actually. But,
Right.
But somebody has to step forward and start putting this stuff out there. It's just going to take I shouldn't say a long time, but I think it's going to be a 3 to 5 year thing before most of the country is covered with 5G. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But then again, you're seeing companies like Qualcomm. I don't know if you've been to their booth in
I
Central.
have not, no.
Okay. Qualcomm is saying we are the masters of 5G
Okay.
now.
Yep.
And now, what does that mean?
Right.
Is it tomorrow or is
Right.
it still in 2 or 3 years?
Right.
But they're building the infrastructure, as is everybody else.
Yes, exactly. And there are limited cities across the country right now that have some 5G. It's just that we don't have any devices yet, right? I
Right.
mean, they're just rolling out the very first device at the show here. I think AT&T has a mobile hotspot that's 5G, but you can put that down and utilize it. But everything that you connect to it is 4G,
or less. Yeah, right.
So
We're thinking the same way.
yeah, it's exactly right. So really, it's just a starting point. Is
Yeah.
all it is. It's a probe that you put into like a prime rib or whatever, steak, chicken, whatever. And even an amateur like me who has no idea how to cook anything can basically make a perfect prime rib every time, because it actually shows you from start to finish what you need to do and the temperature at the oven.
Right.
And I was just, I'm just like, wow. So even our meat thermometers are connected now. you
Yeah.
know? I mean, everything is being connected. I'm a big fan of connected lights. I don't know if you have any connected lights in your home or business yet.
Yeah, no, not yet.
Yeah. Everybody around me is like, this guy's got a new fetish or something, because it's all about the lights right now. But but I think it's cool in the energy savings. I mean, our office bill, our electricity wise, was probably about $1,000 a month. I've reduced that to under $200
Whoa.
a month
By being able to regulate.
by going to LED and by being, and everything in our office just turns on, turns off. The TVs up front that we have for signage just go off at 6 o'clock, so nobody has to remember to do anything, and turn back on at 8 in the morning. And I mean, this is the thing that we're looking forward to, and this is the way that you can actually conserve energy, in my opinion, is by doing these type of things. So I love connectivity, but you could also say that we may have the what's the movie that everybody talks about with Arnold Schwarzenegger all the time? Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
we,
yeah.
we seem to be
Is
getting
Skynet
close.
here
Yeah.
somewhere? Right.
Yeah, is it here? Because everything, including our shoes and our light bulbs, are connected now.
Yep.
So
Well,
that's how it is.
I think we're getting closer and closer every day to the world of the Jetsons.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Just push those buttons.
Yep. I actually had my first ride in a flying car about 6 months ago.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. So the E-Hang 184, and that thing goes
Oh, yeah.
about 160 knots. I mean, it's crazy, which is kind of cool. And then a couple days ago at North Hall, they had a couple of, they look like the vehicles out of Star Wars.
Yeah. Right.
And did you see those?
Yeah,
yeah,
I did.
So I was actually sitting on the black one, and they turned it on. And that guy who founded there, who was working on those things, said, "All right, hang tight and don't move," is what he said, or don't touch anything. So he turned them on, and it was just like you could feel. You can't fly them in there, of course, but you could
Right.
just feel the thing lift up. And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, this thing is for real." I was amazed at that.
Yeah, don't get cocky, kid.
Don't. That's exactly right. Exactly right. So
Right.
that was kind of fun. But anything else that you've seen?
Well, smart cities is always a good look at the
Yep.
future.
Yep.
If you fancy yourself as being a futurist, what's our world going to be like?
Right.
And there's no surprise. We're talking about connected cities, but we're talking about connected roads with self-driving autonomous
Yep.
vehicles, with smart traffic lights and autonomous Ubers. So that I always enjoy that.
Yep.
And then other than that, the sports fitness area up here on the second floor of the
Yep.
Sands. I mean, that's great.
Did you see the hockey rink?
Not only did I see it, I participated.
You
in
did.
It.
You
Yes.
played it. So
Yeah,
what
but
was it? Did you put the glasses
I
on?
put the glasses on. Yeah.
So what was it like?
Well, the stick was not as responsive.
Are you a hockey
I'm
player?
a hockey player. Yeah.
Okay.
And the puck bounced off my stick a few times, so I had to adjust to that.
Okay.
But once I got used to it, I was able to catch the puck and fire it or make passes. And I did score 2 goals, so I was pleased with that.
Wonderful. So if you haven't seen this, it's actually they set up this miniature hockey arena in CES. And as you come by it, you'll see somebody with virtual glasses and a hockey stick, and you just see them slapping pucks, right?
Yeah.
And everybody who's watching you kind of know what's going on, but you don't know, it's just kind of this comical show of somebody standing there with a hockey puck with nothing coming at them.
Yeah.
But you see the hockey puck coming at you.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm actually visualizing an arena with a goalie, with a defenseman, with a guy passing me the puck.
Oh, my goodness.
If the defenseman comes on me, I dump the puck off to another guy. And I'm seeing all that, but the guy outside is just seeing me with a stick in my
Yes,
hand.
that's exactly right.
Moving an imaginary puck.
Exactly.
But here's the interesting thing. The surface is actually what they call glide ice.
Right, right.
And if you had a pair of skates, you could actually do this on
Yes,
skates.
yes.
And they use that as a training program for fairly high-level youth and junior teams, and they're doing it with the NHL as well.
And you could certainly do this in areas where, well, I mean, here we are in Las Vegas, and the Las Vegas, what's the name of the hockey team that's here now?
The Golden Knights.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I should know that. It's
Yeah.
everywhere here,
Right.
right? Very, very popular team, and only here for a year. So yeah, who would have thought in a million years that we'd have a hockey team in Las Vegas of all places, right?
But it made it to the Cup Finals list.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just an amazing thing. So yeah, the virtual reality stuff is pretty cool. Todd and I were just talking a little bit ago. There's some company here who has VR for dogs.
Really? I hadn't seen that one.
And the booth was so busy that even with our media credentials, I could not get close enough to it. I'm standing back trying to figure out why. I mean, what do you have for a? I'm still puzzled. I'm just in here. Why would you put virtual reality goggles on a dog?
Yeah, because I know my dog doesn't even watch TV. So there.
Well, so what kind of injury? I mean, what are you trying to get the dog to do? I mean, is it more for exercise? And if it's exercise, are you putting it on a treadmill so it looks like it's walking through a park? I mean, I didn't get this.
Guess we got to ask the dog.
And would they understand it? Is the other thing.
Right? Probably not. It's how does they perceive reality?
It's just the strangest thing to me. I didn't get it. But yeah. Anyway, anything else that have you taken the autonomous lift yet?
No.
Okay.
No.
Are you anxious to try it?
I would love to, but we're flying out in just a few hours.
Oh no.
Our CES is starting to wrap up a little bit.
Yes. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll get lucky enough. Are you taking a Lyft or Uber over to the airport?
No, actually, we know how to negotiate. We have a couple of rental vans, so we don't count on public transport.
Yeah, especially around here, right?
Well,
right
yeah,
now.
and even though the CES does a great job of moving people back and forth,
Yeah.
we are always bringing guests from here to the convention center,
Sure.
convention center to here.
Sure.
So if we didn't have a van, my partner's name is Kenny, and we call him Uber Kenny.
I'm looking forward. I've ridden in over 30 autonomous vehicles in my lifetime over the last 4 or 5 years, and but I've never been in one that's been commercially viable.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in hopping into. Hopefully, in the next couple of days, I'll get that.
Oh,
lift
good.
And take advantage of that too. So yeah.
The next one would be my first.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll get a chance to be in there because I will tell you right now, it's boring. But that's the way it's supposed to be, right? Yeah, it should be uneventful.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was in a vehicle a couple years ago, and it almost had an accident. And the car in front of us short stopped.
Yeah.
And the autonomous vehicle, you and I would have looked to the right and tried to get around it.
Right.
The autonomous vehicle took the shoulder of the road, and just like this,
Wow.
I would have hit the car, but this vehicle just knew it was open over there and went right around it. So. Very, very impressive with the technology, and I think it's going to save a lot of lives in the future.
Millions of calculations per second.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Cool.
Exactly. Well, Steve, it's been a pleasure.
The pleasure's been mine.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me on.
You bet. And you have a safe trip home, and we'll
Thank
see you
you
again next year. Thanks, Steve.
Absolutely.
You bet.
Great.
Thanks, Steve. All right. And our next guest is here with Caldron. It's a coffee smart mug. And I might enjoy this. So yeah, hop on in there. And Marlo Anderson.
Jason Shin, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jason. So Caldron is the name of the company. Caldryn. Where are you guys based out of?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay. And obviously this is one for me here.
Yeah.
So I'm just well, I'm just kind of looking this over. So it's showing that it's 135 degrees, and it feels like there's coffee in here.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
There's water in there right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you got here, it's a vacuum insulated bottle up top.
Okay.
There's a heating element, rechargeable battery down here.
Okay.
So you can dial in whatever temperature you want. As long as that temperature is between room temperature and boiling, it's going to kick on and off to keep it right at that temperature. So at coffee drinking temperatures, like say 135, you can get about 10 hours of battery life out of this battery right here. So go ahead.
Are you able to, I'm assuming that when people put their coffee in here that it's ready to go, so it's already at the temperature that they want.
Well, a lot of times it's hotter than they want. So,
Right.
If you get your coffee at, say, Starbucks or McDonald's or something like that.
Yeah, and I fall into that space. It's always hotter than what I want.
Yeah,
so.
normally they do that at about 180 degrees or so. Which,
Really?
Yeah, which that's hot enough to burn you if you try to drink it at that
I
point.
didn't realize it was that warm.
Yeah. So McDonald's is
Okay.
180. Starbucks, you actually can kind of specify there, but
That's amazing. Okay.
default's a little hotter than what you actually should be drinking
Okay.
at.
Okay.
So you normally have to wait for it to cool down, and you'll let it cool down to get to the temperature you want, and then
Okay.
it'll lock it in there, and it will keep it right at that temperature, and that's really the key feature here. You have a temperature you like to drink your coffee at. You may not know what it is.
I have no idea what it
Yeah.
is, but I know I let it sit for a little bit, or I grab an ice cube or something and
Yeah,
put it in there.
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So you would play around this a little bit to find out what that temperature was.
Sure.
And then from that point forward, every drink of coffee you take is going to be at that temperature. So there's no more sipping it and burning your mouth to find out if it's cooled down enough and then trying to chug it before it cools down and
Right.
gets too cold for
Exactly.
you.
Exactly.
You can take your time and enjoy it right at that temperature.
Well, that's clever. That's pretty clever.
Uh-huh.
And you said it's a rechargeable battery on the bottom?
Yeah, so I've got one that's empty here.
Okay.
So yeah, the battery just comes right off.
Okay.
Charge in port there on the back.
Okay.
So yeah, you can charge that right up.
So can you keep that plugged in your, if you use it in your car all the time, could you just plug it in and and it would always be charged, or do you prefer, is it better to charge it up fully and then let it?
So we have 3 different power sources. I didn't bring them all
Yep,
over
yep.
here from the booth, but you've got the battery power. Then if you're at your desk, we actually have a power coaster that can plug right into
Okay.
the wall.
Okay.
So you would take the battery off. This part would sit down on the power coaster.
Okay.
Functions just like the battery. You lift it off to drink. The coaster stays there, so you're not fighting a wire. Once you put it back down, it goes right back to the setting you had it
Okay.
on.
Okay.
And then there's a 12-volt base for your car.
Oh, I
as
gotcha.
well.
Okay. Very nice.
Yep.
Very nice.
It all comes apart for easy cleaning. So the heating element comes off there. You can dishwasher the lid and the bottle if you want. Hand wash the electronic components, of course.
I've been told, though, by true coffee drinkers that you never wash it.
Well,
I don't know how that is, but
if you're a hardcore, a lot of people don't wash it. So that's to each their own.
yeah,
we get a
I
lot
know.
of questions
Yes,
about how
yeah.
to wash
well, I
it.
would be there. I always look at the coffee pots of in people's homes or whatever, and they're always
Yeah.
caked over. They're black or whatever, and you're like, wow, okay,
I wash mine.
okay.
I'll put it that way. So
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what this is here.
yeah,
I
I was
can
going to bring
guess,
this
but
up. I kind of
yeah.
had it sitting back behind
Yeah.
that bottle there, but there is a blender attachment available for it.
Okay.
So that just screws on where the
With bat-
heating base was.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The same battery pack goes on there.
Okay.
And then you can actually, I don't know if you can hear that, but
Oh.
I mean, the blenders go in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Strong enough to crush ice, so you can do actual smoothies, you can do margaritas, or shakes. There's not many of the battery-powered blenders that can actually do ice. So that,
Interesting.
yeah.
So you could do one-off servings for people or whatever.
It's 16 ounces in here,
Yeah.
so that's a good sized smoothie or frozen drink or whatever you want there.
Yeah. Interesting. So are these available?
Yeah, these are available right now.
Okay.
So with the AC power coaster, the battery, the bottle, the heating element, you're at $129.99.
Okay.
That's called our Caldron coffee model. That's the most popular model. Combo the blender in with it, you're at $149.99.
So it's $20 more for the blender.
Yep, that's exactly right.
You must sell a ton of those as an add-on.
Yeah, they do really well as an add-on. If you bought the coffee model by itself without the blender, you can still add the blender later. It's $39.99 to do it by itself. But if you
Okay.
do it both at the same time in a bundle, it's just a $20 add-on. So yeah,
Okay.
this is a really popular configuration.
Sure.
So
Very interesting. And where do we find these at?
you can get them on our website, cauldron.com, CAULDRYN. You can get them on Amazon. They're in retailers nationwide. So,
Okay.
yep.
Okay. Great. Anything else you want to share about this?
I think we've covered most of it. One thing I didn't really touch on, because the really killer feature is being able to get that temperature right where you want it specifically,
Right.
that personalized
Right.
experience. But you can still brew tea. You can brew coffee in it. It
I
does
was
go.
gonna
It
ask you
does go to
that.
those higher temperatures.
What about like soup and things too?
Yeah. So if you're at your desk and you're not wanting to wait for the microwave, that kind of thing, you can do soup in here. Anything that's fairly liquidy
Yeah.
will work
Yeah.
well that way.
Interesting.
Campers like to use it for freeze-dried food and that kind of thing. So, you heat up the water in here, pour it into the freeze-dried packet, and you can get, several meals out of one battery charge that way.
You said that, does it get to boiling or just to boiling?
It'll go all the way to 212.
Okay.
Now, for a lot of the cooking stuff, you don't actually need to get that hot, though.
Right.
Especially if it's just something that you're reheating, like if you're doing like soup or like a freeze-dried meal or something like that, you really only need to go to about 170. Any hotter than that, you have to let it cool down for a little while
Right,
anyway, because
right.
you'll burn your mouth at temperatures above that.
Right.
So
Right.
Yeah.
I'm still amazed at that. I didn't realize that our mouths could handle that kind of temperature.
just
I mean,
barely.
yeah. That does amaze me though. So
Yeah, most people like hot stuff more in like the 135 to 150
okay.
range.
So I'm thinking I'm going to buy one myself actually.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's been really popular. You know, this particular version of it, where you can dial in the exact temperature you want, is our second generation model. It's been on the market for about 7 months now,
Okay.
and it's been doing extremely well.
sure. And obviously it fits in the cup holder as well.
Yeah, and in fact, the 12-volt base we have for it, we've
Yep.
even got it designed to where it narrows down a little bit more than what this one does.
Okay.
So this does fit in most cup holders,
Right,
but it won't fit in every cup
I was
holder.
going to
The other
say,
one-
if you have a later model car, this will fit in those. But
Yeah,
if
but
you're
some of the older cars, it
ones,
won't,
yeah,
yeah.
because they got that smaller.
Yep.
Yep.
But
So-
it's not really any bigger around than your traditional, travel mug.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And it's does it come in other colors?
Right now, you can have it any color you want as long as that's black. But we are looking at bringing out some other colors.
Okay.
For it, yeah.
Okay. Do you customize these at all, or?
So we don't do that in house right now for people. But if you have a local person that can do laser engraving or pad printing, you can definitely do that on this product.
Okay.
This is stainless steel, so the laser engraving or pad printing works great on it.
Right. If you were to laser engrave it, I would imagine the black peels back, and you see
That's
the
exactly
zells.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it-
That's
it's the
clever.
shiny
Yeah.
stainless steel underneath.
Yeah.
It looks really slick.
Yeah. I bet it does.
Yeah.
Does. So great. All right. One more time with the website.
So it's cauldron.com, and that's CAULDRYN.
Okay.
.com.
Okay. Very good.
Thank
It's been
you.
a pleasure.
Yes.
I love the product. It's fantastic.
Awesome. Thank you
all
very
right.
much.
Have a great CES. Thanks. And go check that out again. Caldron.com, CAULDRYN. Get the latest coffee technology or whatever, right? I mean, you could make some soup in that. I could see that on my desk, actually. I probably would enjoy that. And I've actually been getting into tea lately. Not that you need to know that, of course, but it would be nice to have something on my desk that I could brew up a cup of tea or whatever. So, yeah, so go check that out. Let's see what other cool things of. I guess we were talking about since we're in that space right now, right? A lot of connected kitchen things here at CES this year, and probably I can't believe I really enjoyed that product called Meet It, MEATIT, Meet It, and it really is. It's a probe that goes a meat thermometer type of device that goes into your meat. Or other products, and it actually works with its app and connects to the app while you're cooking. So if you're making a prime rib or a chicken or a lamb or what have you, you can set the parameters if you want it medium rare, medium well, whatever it is, and it will actually tell you how long it's going to take. It takes the measurement of the meat inside, takes the measurement of the temperature outside or inside the grill or inside the oven or what have you, and it calibrates all of this, and then it will actually alert you when it's time to actually pull that right out. So, and we are right to our next guest here. I enjoy being blown away by things, and Todd just told me I'm going to be blown away by this. So, okay, yep. Oh, okay. Okay, dude. Okay. Yeah. I catch on to things rather slowly, so I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll be I'll be fine, I'm sure. So as they're setting up right now, I guess. So the company we're about ready to talk to is WeCharge, WI-CHARGE, and you can find them at WeCharge.com. And I think it looks like it's going to be. Oh, I already know what we're talking about now. So I love what you guys are about ready to show me. So you are going to be blown away by this. Just telling you. I've been wanting to come over to your booth, actually, so I'm glad this worked out. So, okay, yeah. Well, are you still setting up, or? Okay. So It's going to take them a couple minutes yet before we get the headsets on them here, but they're going to set up a little demonstration for me, I guess. So you'll want to see this, everybody. This is actually going to change the way you charge your devices moving forward. I'm telling you right now, and other things, by the way. It's not just about your smart devices anymore for wireless charging. It's going to be for all kinds of stuff. So, which is a very, very exciting thing. Again, the company is WeCharge. If you want to check them out, WeCharge.com, WI.CHARGE.com. This is your guru of Geek, Marlo Anderson, coming to you live from CES 2019, day 4 of the long 4-day show that we have going on here. It does wear on a person after a while. There's no doubt about that. So hopefully we will be, we have some great other interviews coming up here yet. See here. Are we good to go? Okay. Okay. So if you're ready, okay. Okay, go ahead and drop those on there.
So that
Okay.
power stuff from this.
Okay. Okay.
This is transmitter.
Yes. So what he's showing me right now is trains, right? So this is the transmitter here, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this mounts on the ceiling.
Yep.
Okay. Just like so. And when it mounts on the ceiling, you will be able to. So how far away can you charge with this?
Right now we charge from 5 meters away. That's roughly 15 feet.
Okay.
We also did an experiment for a government agency for 100 meters, but which is roughly 300 feet.
Right.
But we decided as a company that we need to focus, and we chose to focus on indoor applications.
Okay. Okay. So you mount this on your ceiling, and when my phone is a wireless charging phone, right? And if I was within the range of this, it would just automatically start to charge, correct?
No.
Oh, okay.
Your phone has what they call today wireless charging, but it's a proximity magnetic induction.
That's correct.
So you'd have to place your device on a specific place.
Okay.
With our technology that is not yet inside phones, you can place it anywhere, as you said, and then it would charging takes place. But you need a receiver, our receiver inside.
I got you. So are you starting to partner with companies then that are putting your receiver inside? Okay.
That's what we do. We partner with companies. We are not a consumer-facing company.
Gotcha.
We are more like we would like to be the Intel inside. They have our chipsets, and we enable wireless power to take place.
Okay.
So we partner with OEM, with product manufacturers.
So before, Ori was showing me on the computer screen, there was a model train set. And the model train set was running wirelessly. No batteries, nothing plugged in, whatever. These trains were just doing their thing, just like they're supposed to, right? But there's just no power attached to them. So, and I know, the imagery of that is great. I mean, seeing that model train. But, let's talk beyond charging these and running toys. I mean, what is your vision, Ori, in the future of wireless charging?
Okay, so
or wirelessly powering things, I should say. Yeah.
What we developed is like an engine. It's a building block. It enables you. It gives you the ability to power devices over distance. So we are not focused on the application, but rather enabling other people to come up with application, innovative people, creative people that can harness this new capability to do stuff. Think of it like the Apple Store. Apple provided a platform for developers to come up with ideas and to embed them over their platform, but they didn't do the apps themselves.
Right.
So we do the same. We enable. It's a building block. If you would like to power this stuff over there from a distance, now you can. What you can do with that is above what we can imagine today, because it's a new capability. We threw to the technology playground a new capability. Now we are waiting for people to, beyond the obvious things that smart homes, smart devices. I'm really, really curious to see what creative people would come up with.
And I'm sure they're going to come up with all kinds of amazing things. I mean, I'm just thinking right now, the ability to never have to wire your house again for lights, right? You would wire for this. You could walk into a room you would have you would just say lights on, and there's nothing wired to anything, right? Because this is charging, powering everything that's in the house.
Everything.
Yeah.
But again, you chose an example of something you know. Lights.
That's true. Well, I love lights. I my whole house is connected to lights. I'm telling you right now, the people in my life hate me because everything is connected.
I'm waiting for someone to come up with, hey, you can do that. And
Oh,
that
yes,
is
yes.
something that we never seen before.
Yes.
Because he can have wireless power here,
Yeah.
and he can suddenly do something.
Yep. I had an interesting talk with a scientist at the Space Symposium last year, and he was with the Southwest Research Institute, just to give you something to really think about with this. And he has this dream of us having satellites, and the satellites beam power down to Earth because they're collecting from the sun, and then this would actually power everything. So no matter where you go, I mean, it's similar to what you're doing, in that 3-meter ways. But if you're just walking outside, I mean, that was his visionary thought of what's possible, and that all came from. And Todd may remember this too. I'm pulling him into the conversation. But back in about 1980, we were going to launch a satellite, and we were going to tether it to the Earth. So if you can imagine Earth spinning around at 24,000 miles an hour, and at the end of a 200-mile-long rope or whatever it is, we got a satellite that's just slingshotting around the Earth,
Yes.
right? And the whole purpose of this thing was to collect energy from the sun, because we were going to go high enough that the Earth's shadow would never interfere with the collection of solar, and then we would transfer that power down to Earth. So his thought, to today's standards, is basically doing the same thing, collecting energy from the sun and then beaming it down to Earth, and then it's just ubiquitous across everything. So I'm just sharing that with you. So
I think that there is a point there. It might not be enough to power Earth,
yes,
but definitely enough to power remote locations
yes,
where you cannot bring power easily.
yep.
And yes, I was toying with the same idea
Really
myself.
interesting. Interesting.
And I think that's the way to do it.
Yep. But we have to have a starting point, right?
We have.
And this is, and you're right. I just don't think we're ever gonna. It's a long stretch, and certainly not in our lifetime, that we're going to see our refrigerators that consume a lot of electricity when they kick on, right, to be powered wirelessly, at least from a satellite, right? Maybe from here. I mean, I suppose that's possible from here, but
Our focus at the moment is low power consumer electronics.
sure.
It's a new technology. Not everything. You have to boost your power capabilities. You have to boost the performance of the components, and only then to approach higher power applications.
right.
So we'd start with the low power devices, and then gradually climb with higher power.
I do see, though, that when you have a device like this and you have something that maybe only gets used occasionally, that there would be a battery pack that would be charged by this, and then when you flip the switch or open the lid or whatever it is that causes that activity, or toaster, right? Toaster you only use every morning or whatever, right? There's a little battery pack underneath that would get charged slowly, like during the day. And then, when you have that high drain on it, it's got enough power there to run. I see those type of things being developed.
Exactly.
Yep.
This is a very good point. The train that are running around,
Yep.
they don't have batteries inside,
Right.
and they are only a demonstrator that demonstrate the ability to deliver power of a distance to stationary or moving objects.
Right.
But in every product, we do intend to have a battery inside. So if you occasionally block the beam or something like that, it will continue on
Sure.
working. But what you said is even more important, because there is a difference between average power and peak power.
Right, exactly.
The toaster works only for a few minutes a day. During the time that it works, let's say for a minute for simplicity,
Right.
it can take 50 watt.
Yes.
But over the rest of the day, it doesn't consume
Right.
any power. So the average power is very low. And how do you this enables you to power devices with high power that works for low duty cycle, even with low power transmitters.
And there's probably, when you think of kitchen gadgets, so to speak, your blender, all of this stuff fits into this same space, right? And there isn't a person out there that cooks that would love to get rid of the cords, because the cords are the biggest hindrance in a kitchen. Is it's all that clutter that goes along with it, right? This would take care of that. If you had some type of storage, energy storage built into these devices. So,
that's a good point.
Yeah. So I'm just theorizing here, but you put this out there, there's going to be some gadget manufacturers going to go, hey, we don't need cords and toasters anymore because we can put storage in it instead. And then, I just think it's cool. Yeah. Yeah. So
That's, by the way, a very good point.
So
because it's not very intuitive.
Exactly. So yeah, and you can find more information about wireless charging at ycharge.com. That's WI-CHARGE.com. And like I said, you are actually more about putting the technology into devices. So if you have ideas out there about, maybe you're a product manufacturer now and you're thinking about where the future is going to be, this is where the future is going to be. Our new homes are not going to have plugins in them anymore. They're going to be wireless as far as electricity goes. So you may want to start investigating some of these things, and I think you're a great place to start. So anything else, Ari?
Just thank you. Enjoy the time with you.
I guess we did more on the visionary side than anything else, but I hope you enjoyed the conversation. So,
I did.
All right. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a great CES.
Nice meeting you.
All right, nice meeting you as well. So yeah, go ahead and then I'll pull those off there. And we didn't even. What is this guy here? We didn't even get to this guy.
Oh, we won the Innovation Award. For a wirelessly powered smart speaker. This is a Google Mini, and we also have an Alexa Echo Dot.
Yeah.
We added a cradle.
Okay, Google.
So it's just
I suppose it's not connected, is it?
So this is a receiver,
Yes.
the same one that you saw on the trains.
Yes.
It has a battery inside, again, as a product, so that if you block the beam occasionally, it doesn't interrupt with the functionality of the smart speaker.
Right.
And once you hook it in, which is that simple, now you can place it anywhere.
Okay.
Not just in the kitchen near the power outlet.
Right.
I was with a friend of mine in the States that wanted to demonstrate the Alexa abilities. And it was very cool. Despite only we sat at the living room and we had to shout. So by doing something like this, you can place it anywhere in the room and enjoy a personal speaker rather than one that.
Yeah, that's really clever. That's really clever. And this goes right back to what we were talking about with the toaster, isn't it? It's not being used all the time, so it's charging the little battery pack in here, and it's always ready to go when you need it. So, hey, Google.
I can't find your Wi-Fi. You can reconnect Wi-Fi from your Google Home app under devices.
I had to activate it. So the other thing that drives people nuts in my home is that I I may have more of these than I have lights. And I actually, I've discovered Google in the last couple months, and I think I've replaced, and I hate to say this to Amazon, but Google's kicking your butt right now. So you need to up Alexa a little bit, because this device is amazing, I think.
By the way, at our booth, you can see an Echo Dot, wirelessly powered.
Okay.
That is controlling through an alarm.com solution, a Schlage wireless smart door lock that is wirelessly powered. All devices are wirelessly powered, and all devices communicate wireless. So it's an environment that it is completely wireless.
Interesting. That's very, very cool. That's very, very cool. All right. Well, again, Ori.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
It was very great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, you need to check this out, everybody. We are entering a new age of wireless electricity, and Ori here is on the cutting edge of that. So it's very, very fun. So, all right, take care of yourself. Again, you can check him out at y.charge.com, wi-charge.com, ycharge.com, all kinds of products. And I'm probably going to go over and check out his booth after I'm off the air here. in a few minutes. So, because I've always been fascinated by this. All right, and pretty amazing actually. I mean, the fact that you can wirelessly charge a battery from 5 meters away, and he had been experimenting with up to 100 meters, 300 feet away. Scientists I was just talking about too had a device set up that year ago at the Space Symposium that we were wirelessly powering a light bulb across the convention center, which had to be, hundreds of yards, hundreds of meters. So it was very, very impressive, and this will be certainly the future of where things are going. Imagine never having to plug anything in again. At least most of the devices that we use, we may have to plug in our refrigerators or what have you, but maybe not. I mean, it'll be interesting to see as we start moving forward with this technology. So, I was just talking about the flying car scenario. There's a couple of them that are out here as well, and flying cars are interesting too. We were talking earlier about Lyft that has autonomous vehicles running around Las Vegas right now, and there are a few of those. But it'll be interesting to see what wins the race between autonomous cars and autonomous flying vehicles, because actually going in the air is a little bit easier when you think about the lack of traffic, the lack of road regulations that a vehicle has to know. It's possible and that you may actually see flying cars eclipse autonomous vehicles as far as popularity, as far as a consumer choice in the future. So I think it's really interesting, and certainly an interesting time for us. We've talked about it for years, but we are in the age of the Jetsons. We are certainly getting there very, very fast. The fact that we have wireless power now too just tells you that as well. So we are just about ready to bring our next guest on here. I'm going to take a little refreshment break. So we are just bringing them in right now. So, yep. Come on back right here. Yep. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, put those right on there.
Don?
You bet. Because we want to, bring you into live scene right away and embarrass you as quickly as we can. So
Sure, no problem.
Marlo Anderson,
Hi.
how are you doing?
So I get a lot of echo in
Okay.
my own sound.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And next up, we have Sure Fizz, and your name?
Yeah, my name is Sarfraz Coker.
Okay. And where are you from, Safraz?
I'm Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay. And what are you showing us today?
Yeah, we are showing us a product. It's called SureFizz.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a complete weight management system.
Okay.
And in it, we have packaged a lot of findings of various research and field trials.
Okay.
And we are providing those conclusions and findings through features of SureFizz.
Okay.
It has three parts. One is this scale, and it is a Wi-Fi scale.
It's the coolest looking scale I've ever seen, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So on this scale, the screen of the scale, it tells you that the whole system works like this. So you set a goal, target goal for your weight, and when you have reached that weight, then the system will automatically put you in maintenance mode. So you are always under control
Sure.
on weight management.
Okay.
So the other part of it is that the system creates short-term goals for you, and this scale will show on the screen how far are you from your next short-term goals.
Okay.
So when you step on next week, it will have another short-term goals and so on.
So are you programming the short time goals yourself?
No, the system generated
Okay.
based on your characteristics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. And I see that you brought a phone or a device along as well. So I'm assuming
Yes.
that there's some connectivity between the two.
Yes. So
Okay.
the other, so one part is the scale. The other part is the app.
Okay.
And
You
in-
can actually show it
yeah,
to the
sure.
camera there.
And
Okay.
in this app, it will show you your short-term goals and how you are achieving those short-term goals.
Okay.
So, for example, it will show you that right here. It will show you okay. So this will show you that what are your short-term goals.
Okay.
And as you progress on your weight, it will. So, for example, those green bars are the short-term goals, and those yellow bars what you are achieving.
Okay.
So it will tell you that how you are doing. And if for some reason, if you cannot meet those short-term goals, the system will regenerate the short-term goals which you can.
So
If you-
it doesn't like give you electric shock therapy.
No,
if
no,
you have-
no,
Okay,
no,
that's a
no,
good
no,
thing.
absolutely.
Yeah, because it looks like it's possible that it would do
No,
that.
absolutely
Okay.
no. But these things are essentially for your body composition. So
Okay.
it will tell you how much is muscle, how much is fat,
Right,
how much
right.
is water,
Okay.
how much is the bone density.
Okay. So these are all sensors in here then. that
Yes,
are telling
these
you
are
all this.
sensors, yes.
Very, very interesting. Okay.
Yes, the other part of it is that we have, it's called the accountability circle, because according to the research, self-accountability it's no accountability. So what we have generated is created our own little social medium.
Okay.
In this, you can handpick your accountability members
Okay.
and to whom you would like to be accountable to. So you create your accountability circle like this,
Okay.
and it's just like a regular social medium. You send an invitation that I want you to be in my accountability circle,
Right.
and then they can watch your performance.
Okay.
And then it's up to you that which level of information you want to share with them.
Right.
If you want just, okay, I only want to share with them that my progress in percentage, or I want to show them my muscles weight. So
Right.
it's up to you if
Right.
you can show everything.
Right.
And then we have a message board here. That this message board essentially is a broadcast message to all of your accountability members.
Okay.
A kind of message of the day,
Okay.
or message, hey, don't forget the game tonight. I'm bringing the healthy snack, something together.
Sure.
So it creates a environment for achieving the goal together.
Yes. Yeah.
And
So,
then-
so if you want to smuggle carrots into the movie theater, you can do that on this.
Absolutely.
Right? All right. I like
and
that.
when you
yeah.
step on the scale, immediately, right at that time, you will receive an instant message
Okay.
from the system, which is a message from the experts. It will tell you how you're doing,
Okay.
what you need to continue doing, and what you not need to do,
Okay.
and what is the current situation and where we are going.
Okay.
Every time you step on the scale.
Interesting.
Yes, and the one other feature of which is part of our the cloud server,
Mhm.
and that is the forum,
Okay.
Sureface forum.
Okay.
And of course, forum is just a regular forum. People ask question, their opinion. But in this one, what we have is this moderated by expert, like the dietitian,
Okay.
the fitness trainer, the doctor, or various specialties. So when some people are having the discussion about a topic, or there is a question answer, so they can jump in and conclude that thread with an expert opinion.
So you've basically taken the scale and redesigned it for everybody. So instead of it being this like you hop on the scale and because you almost don't want to do it, right?
Yes.
A person just like you ignore this thing. It's like in your closet, in your bathroom, and you're like, I am not stepping on that thing because I don't want to know the bad news. You've created this system that actually has affirmation to it and ways that you can actually. It's very interesting.
Actually, what happened is that generally the devices or the system we use, we interact with them.
Right.
But this is a system that interact with you.
Yep. Yep.
So you can't run away.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's really good. So, is this available on the market now?
It will be available in April.
Okay.
We are in the final testing of all the various parts of it.
Okay. And is it a subscription-based type of scenario, or how does that work?
Yes, it's a
Okay.
subscription base. So when a subscriber subscribed with the service, so we ship this scale to his address for free, no cost
Okay.
at all.
Okay.
So our subscription is $29.99 per year.
$30 a year,
Years, $2.50 a month,
and that comes with the scale.
free, with all those features I just mentioned.
How is that possible?
Yeah, that's what we do.
Seriously.
That is true. Yeah, we have 3 witnesses right here.
Well, it's good we have witnesses that heard
Oh,
that. So,
no, that is absolutely true. And
so it's
if-
$30. I mean, there's got to be. Is there shipping? Is that shipping included with this too? Or,
yes, shipping included with this.
that's amazing.
But okay, so I see. Now, when you register, there's a cost of $19.99 one time
Okay.
registration. That take care of shipping and
I
other
see.
expenses.
I see.
you know.
So
Otherwise, it's simply impossible.
yeah. That's an amazing price, actually. I mean, you would buy a digital scale. A good digital scale can cost $150, $200.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So wow. So I'm assuming that you've had amazing interest in this at the show.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Okay.
show has been fantastic, and people have been stopping by our booth, and they have been very impressed.
Good.
And we are very delighted
Good.
with
Good.
CES.
So, is there an opportunity to pre-order or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Our pre-registration is already open. It started as a CES started, so it's available. People can pre-register on
Okay.
our website. Is surefiz.com, surefiz.com.
So I just want to make sure that we're right about this. So it's $29.99 a year
Absolutely.
and $19.99 one-time registration.
Yes.
So if I give it, so what happens? Let's say after a year I meet my goal and I'm all happy with everything. I can not re-up and.
Yes, sure. If
Okay.
that is, of course, it's your will, your desire, but it will be a bad idea because I'm telling you how. So as I told you that once you lose weight, the story doesn't finish.
Right,
It starts from there
Yes.
because the studies suggest, and actually it's our own observation, that 95% of the people regain their weight.
Right. So this is a long-term type of scenario, and it's a lifestyle change. for you.
Lifestyle change,
Yeah.
and once you have reached your target goal, and then it will put you in a maintenance goal. So we give about 5 pounds of leeway,
Okay.
and if you remain good man or good gal,
Yep.
you're okay. You're
Yep.
always be in maintenance mode, but if you cross it, it's gonna put you back into weight
Yeah.
loss.
I'm telling you right now, I need the electric shock. So,
Yeah. Maybe we can do in the future.
yeah, maybe not.
Some
but
reward or penalty or something, right when you're standing on the scale.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
But if somebody really doesn't want to be in the program, so that's it's okay. Then
Sure.
they can keep the scale.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Yeah.
It's all about the ability to work with everybody that you have on the forums and all of that stuff. So,
Absolutely,
okay.
absolutely,
Okay. Yeah, it's great. It really is great. I think you've put together a real nice product here, and I actually look forward to. I think you've talked me into trying this out. So I'm in that weight loss mode right now myself.
Sure,
So
we'll be very happy to assist you.
It would be it'd be great to try it. So all right. Any other takeaways from CES this year?
Wonderful. We interacted with a lot of people,
Okay.
the potential partners, potential customers, and we learned quite a bit.
Okay.
This is our first time, and we are very excited. Our whole team is extremely excited,
Sure.
and we are having fun.
So do you have a story behind this? Why do you think this, and why are you passionate about this?
Okay, so the idea, the philosophy of our company is benefit humanity through technology.
Okay.
So this is our first episode of the delivery of that mission.
Okay. And I mean, do you have like a personal story as to why this is important to you, or
Actually, the personal story, you can look at me, as you can tell that I have been actually these kind of things I have put together as a product for many years. If somebody go look in my home and then bathroom wall, you will see a lot of spreadsheets, graph charts,
Okay.
and that's where I thought that we can put it into a product.
that takes something that we just kind of take for granted and then kind of change the way we look at it a little bit, so that again, that's something that most people don't want to even acknowledge, but you've kind of changed that around a little bit. So, and you can't argue your price point. That's just amazing. So, all right.
Thank you very
We're going to
much.
let you go, Doctor. I appreciate it.
Thank
Have
you.
a
Thank
great
you.
rest of CES. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Take
Bye
care.
bye.
And yeah, just go ahead and pull unless they want to take a couple more photos yet there or whatever. Are we all good? Okay. You bet. Again, go to surefiz.com. 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 You can actually do a pre-order on that right now. And yeah, $29.99 a month is, or excuse me, $29.99 a year. I have to clarify that, and that comes with the scale. It's pretty amazing. Okay. We have Joanna coming up next. Yeah, come on back here, Joanna. How you doing? Marlo, nice to meet you. And just put those on so they're comfortable.
Wow,
All right.
we are just like in the plane.
Yes, we are. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah,
Hello. Like Captain.
There you go.
Where are we flying?
Are you feeling all important now?
Yeah, I'm so important.
great.
Looks
That's
like
great.
let's go.
Yeah. We had somebody in here a little bit ago that we were talking about race car driving, so he thought he was in the race car pits, So yes, feels kind of the same way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have, so Jennifer is with Omegon Home.
Yes.
Am I saying that right? Okay. And you can find that at omegonhome.com. And so talk a little bit about your company.
Okay, so here you go.
Okay. You're going to do great.
Oh, thank you. So, Amazon Home is an application
Okay.
that allows you to have all your home appliances inventory in the application. Like everybody else, me, I don't know if you, but probably yes, you have always problem with your insurance warranties,
Yes, absolutely.
user guides for your washing machine, dishwasher, when
Yeah.
something is
Just
going
went
wrong.
through this with my refrigerator, as a matter of
Yeah,
fact, and
and
you can't
then-
find the warranty
Never.
stuff. Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Is this what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. Keep going.
So actually, the idea is to have everything in place. So not to look for it and do not spend the hours to look for your insurance warranties things each time you need it. So you have it available in an application,
Okay.
and once you need it, you just have it. Plus, application will remind you when is the warranty is going to expire, so you can make it longer. So you can be sure that you are under protection for longer, or
Yeah.
be aware about this, that it's no more warranty for you.
Right. So how does it work? I buy a refrigerator.
Yes.
Okay. And I install it, and now I have all of this paperwork sitting in front of me.
Yeah.
How does your app take that and digitize it so I have it available
Actually,
whenever?
we are here because we are looking for partners that would like to work with us and to implement this application in their shops.
I see.
For example, the Best Buy
Okay.
would
okay.
be the perfect client and perfect
Are you
partner.
listening, Best Buy?
Yeah, Best Buy, please. It would be the perfect client for us because rather partner, because it gives to their clients a possibility to have everything in application. So when you are buying something like refrigerator, you just the shop is just sending you information to your application. So you don't have to do anything, just accept it.
I see.
And you have invoice, insurance, warranties, user guides. You have everything in one place.
Okay.
But not only. Actually, you can via this application you can order reparation, all services, all things or electro that is going with your appliances.
Okay.
So all extendables that you can imagine.
Yep. Yep.
Of course, you can buy a new one, but this is more about also recycle it. We love our earth, and it's better to recycle our appliances, not just to throw it away like this.
Yep.
So thanks to the application, you just can order recycling, and you can buy money on this. You can earn money on this. So or you can get a discount from the shop to buy a new one if you're recycling.
Right. Right.
What else? You can sell it, your washing machine, dishwasher directly on the internet, eBay, I don't know, Amazon. You just connect it and you have all description, price, everything. You have just one click. You don't have to make like a whole description thing. It's already there.
Right.
The number, the name, the series number, everything is already there. So you're just putting it there.
Okay.
But this is only one part of the story.
Okay. Well, let's hear the rest of the story then.
Well, this is nice application, homogenome for end people, end users.
Okay.
So for like you and me. But generally, we are able to collect all data.
Okay.
So we know that you are changing your phone every 2 years. You're changing your TV every 5 years.
Right.
Your fridge every 10 years,
Right.
let's say. So specific moment, we can send to the client offer that you can buy this and this product that you like according to your preferences in a specific time when you are going to change it roughly.
Gotcha.
So thanks to this, actually client is benefiting all the services that, for example, Best Buy again is
Sure.
giving to you. So you can go to them directly about the reparation. You don't have to look for them for the guys in the internet. It saves you time and, of course, money. Time
Yep.
is money. So it goes faster and, it's much easier for us.
So it's almost like predictive marketing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. So, so you're looking for partners like Best Buy or anybody who's in that space.
All investors,
Or
welcome.
investors, okay.
Also
Where
welcome.
are you based out of?
Well, generally, because application is already ready,
Okay.
it will be applicable for end user in April.
Okay.
Right now, we are looking for partner and investors that would like to help us to make it visible.
Okay.
Just because every day we have these days we have so many applications, we don't know which one is for what and how
Sure.
it works. So we need somebody to show it to people that is so useful and to let them use it. And then with the time, we can have more and more data, but we are not informing about the name, surname. We just like,
You know, I know you're looking for a partner.
Yeah.
But is the app actually in the iOS or
Yeah.
Android stores now? So we can actually, as a consumer, just go out and get this
exactly.
and utilize it for our own warranties that we have
Of
now.
course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, because this is totally free for users. We
Okay.
are not charging any fee. What is our business model? Actually, we will charge our partner, not the end user, for
Okay.
every like a very small percentage for every transaction
Sure.
that is managing via application.
Okay.
So end user, it's they are benefiting the all good things that is application is bringing to them.
Yep.
And we're just charging a very small fee when any transaction is happening, when you're buying new TV or when you recycle it, or we just taking a very, very small percentage.
Okay. Okay. Very good. I think it's certainly a useful tool.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm always. I understand the relationship that you're trying to build with businesses too, but from a personal standpoint, I mean, you know, like I said, we had a refrigerator that broke down not too long ago. I think I was looking for my lawnmower warranty here not too long ago
Yeah.
too. So it'd be nice to have all this stuff in one place,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
We are always. That's why I'm trying to be organized, but
Sure.
it does not
It's
work
tough, right,
always. Yeah, it's
right.
tough. And sometimes we are not able to follow everything. We have so many electronic devices these days,
Yep.
and everything has a warranty. Everything has invoices. And sometimes we just like forgetting to put it like in a special drawer that
Yep.
we have it for
Yep.
this. But even though we will put it there, just like, do you remember when your phone warranty is going to be expiring?
You don't, and I will tell you that because of exactly what you're talking about, it's almost like it's too much. So when I look at it, I'm like, you know what? It's not worth it to me to hang on to this stuff because if it breaks down, it's just going to break down, and I just throw it away because I know if I, it's just so much.
Yeah.
It's just so much. So having basically a digital vault for all your
Yeah.
warranty stuff is really a good
you
idea.
not even think that you can recycle it.
Yes.
And here you have possibility to make like a second life for all your electronic devices.
Yep.
Maybe somebody else would like to buy it, or maybe somebody you can gain money of the things that you are not using anymore, but
Right.
somebody else can look for something like this.
Right. So are you in Eureka Park?
Yes,
Okay.
we are in Eureka Park,
Yeah.
so we are exactly Sand Hall G,
Okay.
number 50851.
Okay.
So we will be very happy to see you,
Sure.
inviting you, just
Sure.
like come to see us and looking for investors, guys. Yeah, there's money to do, a lot of.
Sure. So the show's been good for you so far this year?
Yeah, very well. We
Okay.
have very good feedback. Like
Good.
everybody that we are presenting the solution, they are really just like, wow.
Yeah.
Actually, this is something that we are looking for this moment, because somehow the application for our partners allow our partners to manage all the services for the client. They're not going somewhere else to look for a service. They are not going waste their time to look for a reparation or recycle. They have everything accessible in the one app. So
Right.
why to go somewhere else if I have it just like here?
Right.
So this is very useful for both parties, like for our partner and for end users.
Okay. Very good. Well, again, go to omegonhome.com, OMOGEN, home.com. Joanna, it was a pleasure.
Thank you very
So
much.
glad that
Pleasure
you're on the
on
show.
my side.
Yeah, and I'm actually, I'm heading down there shortly. I'll go, I want to go check this out some more myself, so I'm going to wander
Come
down
on.
by your booth. So, yeah. So I'll be down in just a little bit. So, all right. Thanks, Joanna.
Thank you.
All right, and go check that out again with Joanna, Omegon Home, and and just go ahead and take the
Just say
there you
like
go.
this.
There you go. Perfect. I love it. So take care. OmegonHome.com. You heard you can go get that app right now if you want, and they're looking for partners as well to bring that to market here in the United States. In conjunction with those business models. So next up, we have Safetyn, SAFETYN.com. Safetyn. Arno is going to be joining us shortly. It sounds like we're going to be talking a little of aerospace engineering and artificial intelligence. So obviously way above my pay grade, but it should be a great conversation anyway. So here we are at CES 2019. I am your guru of Geek, Marlo Anderson. I'm the host of the Tech Ranch. I've been part of the Blueberry Network, Tech Podcast Network for many years, and enjoy my affiliation with this fine team. We've been at CES for quite a few years as well. And in fact, we are... Okay. Gotcha. So I guess we're going to hang around together for a while here, aren't we? So Marlo Anderson. Okay.
What we call the post-flight debrief.
Okay.
So these are two axes. So what you see here is a prototype of a recorder. We call it a Safetyn box.
Okay.
But it does not only record, it also has solutions for pilots whenever they face a critical situation. One we have addressed and we've already showcased last year at CES is called Inattentional Deafness. So what's at stake is typically when a pilot does not hear an alarm, we put additional layers to this alarm. So there is one...
So I'm just going to stop you there real quick.
Yeah.
So they don't hear the alarm because they're so used to hearing the alarm, right?
This we call it inattentional deafness.
Yes.
They're used to hearing them, or they do not hear them. Deafness.
Okay.
This is because we call it the effect tunnel effect. So they are focused on one specific thing that is really making their mental workload overloaded.
I see.
And they don't hear an alarm,
Okay.
right? So we need to have another layer to make them sensitive to what's happening. One example, which is pretty much known by flight schools, is that the retractable landing gear. So upon approaching for the final descent, they don't hear a specific alert. So we're going to explicit it first. Landing gear, landing gear. We're talking here general aviation pilots, flying
Okay.
gliders, helicopters, light aircrafts.
Yes.
In commercial aviation, this type of system exists. So we add this first layer, landing gear, landing gear. And then we also have a screen, and we are thinking of other ways to project the information that will pop up actually landing gear text.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
And then number 3 is that we're going to have an escalation of alerts. As the flight is approaching the runway, it gets critical. So we're going to have also some vibration, some haptic solutions to make sure that there is a multisensorial solutions brought to the pilot. We want to make as many things as possible so as he becomes aware of a critical situation and does not fall into the trap of a crash.
Okay.
So that's one area.
Okay.
So we've shown here a prototype. I'm just showing here, obviously, this is not the final product, but in terms of size and weight, this is a portable, multifunctional device that the pilot will be wearing with them. This is not embedded system into the aircraft.
I see.
All right? So this is typically like skiers who are doing free ride ski and are taking like avalanche rescue system.
Okay.
This is multifunctional. So we just mentioned one function that we unveiled last year
Right.
at CES.
Right.
This year, we have unveiled 2 other features. One is about rewinding the radio comm between air control, between the discussion that you have between one pilot and another pilot in another aircraft, or also within the cockpit. Some of these light aircraft have already this information embedded into their systems,
Okay.
but most of them do not, like gliders, for instance. So it's been the voice of pilots. We hear a lot about voice of customer. We spent 2 years going through different airfields, flight schools. One thing I did not mention is that actually we are accelerated at Airbus Biz Lab. So we benefit from the testimonials of Airbus engineers being private pilots, flight test engineers, also military pilots, or just student pilots willing to add other layers to this box. So we've been really asked to work on this rewind, and we want to make it smart. So this is just not about rewinding. It's also to add an additional layer of information, provided some information we know about the flight, the geolocalization, geolocation of the flight, and also some personal information about the pilot that we would have gotten from the moment the pilot has developed a trust relationship with us and has told us some physiological information. And also because he will be wearing as well some device on him that we are going to unveil at Paris Air Show. So some wearable. And these sensors are giving some insights about his physiological aspect. And this is also important information whenever we want to have an assistance from outside. So air controller typically also intervene in these situations.
Okay.
And we're also considering other options in terms of having a support done by
Sure.
external persons, not flying, but assisting the pilot as it happens in commercial aviation.
Sure. Okay.
So that's one thing. So we are at CES. We're talking a lot about technology, but I think first, before technology, we have common sense. We have human factor. Okay. So the idea is that we've launched end of last year. It's a 2-year startup, Safety. We launched what we call the Safety Academy. Safety Academy goes from one flight school to another and create ideation sessions with pilot. We ask them, what would you like to have as additional module to be brought to this technology?
Okay.
And we're getting their needs. Sometimes these pilots are also themselves engineers. So what we do, they are very good at doing the functional requirements of what they would like to have incarnated into this box or this additional module. So we just organize sessions where we favor this ideation system, and we create the modules, hardware and software, and we make them fly. And we are lucky enough to have a first interesting install base of ambassadors, people really interested into what we're doing, who are okay giving us their flight hours, their aircraft, so that whenever we fly, we can test things. And this is just a starting movement. We want to make it much more larger. And this is why actually we're here in the US. We're very happy to be at CES. We're starting the deployment here in North America, which is 2/3 of the market. We're talking of a market of 500,000 pilots, active pilots in the world. 1/3 is in Europe, half of which is in French-speaking Europe. So it's interesting to be into that market. But obviously, there is a very interesting aviation in North America, in the US in particular. In California, we're going to spend 1 week next week.
Okay.
In Florida thereafter. And also, we're going to introduce our final product at Paris Air Show in June and in Oshkosh, which is the largest gathering of general aviation pilots in the world.
Okay.
So,
wow.
Yeah, so that's
kind of cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
Something I wanted to say is this is typically something that we wanted to showcase. It's not the final product.
Okay.
We met startups, developing a motorcyclist, what we call head-worn device.
Mm-hmm.
So we asked pilots while we were doing flight campaigns, what do you think of this? When would you like to use such type of technology for a certain purpose? Should it be a checklist? Should it be to be able to handle very critical situations?
Right.
For instance, when you have an engine failure, and you're coming back to your reptilian behavior, there are ways to, let's say, awake the mind. So we are doing this. We're organizing labs, safety labs, as part of the Safety Academy to ask people, what would you like to do with everything existing? At CES, we are going to bring back in our bags a lot of different technologies, and we are going to put them on the table, saying, okay, for a specific use case, right now, there are people dying because the canopy is not closed enough. And it happened in my area, in Geneva area, 2 months ago. We are in 2018. People are dying because the canopy of the aircraft is not properly closed.
Right.
It's something which is unsustainable. And maybe something I wanted to say with regards to why we do that, talking about unsustainability, we are lucky here to see a lot of urban air mobility, the aviation of the future, getting deployed, all these new prototypes happening. So there will be a densification in low to mid-air altitudes with drone carrying pizzas or drone carrying passengers,
Right.
these famous air taxis.
Right.
Obviously, FAA are working on the regulation of all
Yes.
this. But we cannot afford to have a traffic of these light aircraft without an increased safety level. If we make a comparison, we say that the fatality rates are 10 times higher when you're flying these little birds versus automotive. So there will come a moment, we believe that will come soon, where this situation will be unsustainable. So upon equipping pilots with a device that will also help them to handle situation in critical situation and help them improve their self-development after flights. Whenever they encounter a situation, they will debrief with their coach, they will improve for the next flight. We believe we also get an information of the incidents which are into the aircraft. From the moment we get an understanding of all these incidents with machine learning purposes, we get a better understanding of how to solve or how to encourage OEMs to insert or develop certain technologies. Like in the car, you have the airbag system, the anti-braking systems, which gradually were integrated into the plane, into
Right.
the car.
Right.
So we want to have the understanding of what's happening, so as to have technology developed for current existing general aviation aircraft, and also to have a better understanding of what to put in place for the urban air mobility that is arising. So that's pretty much what Safety is doing through this little box again that is here, and yeah.
Okay. And where do we find more information about? I guess we have one more thing yet here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, something we wanted to talk to you about. But more information is available through safety.com website.
Okay.
Right now, another website for pilots which would be interested for them to consider is safetyinpilots.com, all attached. And another thing that I think is interesting mentioning is that we are part of air rallies. So you see here some kind of a uniform that pilots are wearing.
Let's bring that over a little bit more.
This is called Red Latte Wear.
There we go. Okay,
if you'd
very
like.
nice.
You heard of Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, or these aéropostal pioneers who flew 100 years ago from Toulouse to Western Africa, and then to South America. We've been very fortunate and blessed to be invited last year to be part of this air rally, and that's a great opportunity to connect with pilots. We were talking about voice of pilots.
Okay.
We are going to be engaged this year again with the air rally, and we encourage all pilots who are interested into exploring their human factor, exploring technologies, exploring new ways of flying, to join and to get in touch with us, Safety, as we are in close contact with the organization of this Red Latte Wear.
Okay.
So that we take the opportunity of having a gathering of all these entrepreneurs willing to make the aviation of the future arise.
And there's no doubt that we're going to have all kinds of new ways to fly in the future. I mean, they're just emerging like crazy right now. So, yeah.
As we've seen in automotive for the last 10 to 20 years, we've been fortunate enough to see a lot of improvements.
Yeah.
General aviation deserves to go as well incrementally through an improvement of this aviation.
Exactly. So I think there was one other poster or something that we wanted to look at quick.
Yeah, so this is typically, the poster of last year, Red Latte Wear. So you can see here this general aviation aircraft like flying to Saint-Louis du Sénégal, Dakar. So interesting places to visit. So we really encourage all pilots to get in touch with us through the safety.com website. And we'd be happy to visit them wherever they are in the world, in North America, the Middle East, Africa, Asia.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Well, we really appreciate having you on the show today.
Thank you, Mal.
And I hope that the rest of CES goes well, and look forward to amazing things from your company.
Thank you, Mal.
All right, take care. Thanks.
Yes.
And again, you can go check them out at safetyn.com, SAFETYN.com. If you're a pilot or have any interest in becoming one in the future. Of course, we may all be pilots in the future with the way things are going right now. They have some incredible technologies that they're putting together to make sure that we're a lot safer in the air. So go check them out. And I think I am all done. All right. So really appreciate all the time. Thank you to Todd Cochran and his team for allowing me to lead you through the first part of Friday here at CES Day 4. And we hope that you all have a great day. So take care, everybody, and stay tuned because Scott is right behind me to continue our live coverage of CES Day 4. So hang on, everybody. Shouldn't groan like that as the mics are. Yeah. Nobody heard that, right?
All right. Good afternoon. For us over here in the Pacific time zone, it is just barely afternoon, 2 minutes after, and I will be taking over. I'm Scott Ertz with with Plug Hits Live. We are obviously part of the Tech Podcast Network, and we host a number of shows between F5 Live, Refreshing Technology, which is our flagship show, First Looks, and a bunch of others. I will be closing out the day with you. So I have the pleasure of closing up CES this year, which is always a pleasure. And okay, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this. We should have a great lineup of stuff to close out the day, and I'm guessing these are probably from earlier. Yes, they are. I will make those go away. All right, we will have, if you've been watching live, you know the format. If you have not been watching live, that is okay. Every 15 minutes, we will have another guest here in the studio, and it will be a lot of fun. The thing about CES is that you never know exactly what it is we're going to get to see, and so every 15 minutes, it will be something probably very different, and that is my favorite part of doing the live show at CES is I get to see a whole bunch of stuff, and I get to show you guys a whole bunch of different stuff. And with that, our next guest is here. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks. My name is Ilya. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Tell me about what we're looking at here.
Yeah, so actually, thank you for inviting here. Actually, I'm here like already second time. Previously, I've been here CES 2018 with Todd.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, I was presenting...
same room and everything?
Yeah, same room.
Makes it easy.
Yeah, right. I was presenting our client's product, TimeFlip. It's kind of time tracking device.
Yes, I am very aware of
yeah,
TimeFlip.
so actually, by the way, these guys are doing great during this year. And if you would like, you can go on timeflip.io and support the guys. They're doing new version this year.
Cool.
Yeah, but why I'm here, actually, I would like to talk more about trends of this year. And actually, I would like to talk more about from different side, from different view. I would like to see how big stuff different countries bring to CS and to technical revolution here, which we see right now, right here.
That is definitely the thing about CES, is getting to see the technical revolution as it happens.
Yeah, sure. So if you will go to the Sense Explorer at Hall G, you just go inside and you will see, oh my gosh, there is a lot of French guys this year, and
Yes.
it's like half of all the booths here, and they kind of fresh wind this year. And also I would like to mention Russian countries, because I'm from Russia. And I'm looking every time when I come here, I see like more and more guys coming from Russia to take the new wave of technology here, to see more stuff here. And so what actually I'm doing here, I'm presenting the engineering company. We are from Russia, and we try and so I think everybody's know about Soviet Union and about rocket science in Soviet Union. So the first guy who covered the space, who go into the space, was Russian. And there are actually a trend in Russia right now that guys who worked for rocket science, they trying to bring this rocket science into consumer electronics.
Oh, okay.
And I hope like in a few years later, we will see like a fresh wind from Russia. And that's what actually we are doing. We are a kind of engineering company who helping the startups to catch this wave in Russia and worldwide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and my company is D-Labs. I'm operational officer in this company. We do different kind of stuff. We do industrial design, we do mechanical design, and yeah. So and
okay.
We help startups to solve all kind of problems and to go with their technology to kind of new next level.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you do a lot of like product design.
Right.
Usually along with that comes prototyping as well. Do you do prototyping stuff?
Yeah, correct. We do prototyping as well. So But actually, like if you have a team as a startup and you know that there is kind of problems during the process of development and you don't know how to solve any kind of issue, probably it's design issue or probably it's manufacturing issue or electronic design issues. So the best way is to find a good partner. And as you know, all the partners, all R&D cost and R&D fee is quite big and quite costly.
For sure.
Yeah, and for example, if you want to do some kind of software outsourcing development, you will go to India or somewhere because it's very cheap. But at current moment, the salaries in Russia is very low, so that's why R&D cost in Russia is very cheap as well. But the quality is still high as a rocket science. Yeah, because we did it.
Sure. Yeah. It's an area of the world that has a history of engineering, obviously, because you know there were only 2 space programs, right? In reality, there were only at the time there were only 2, and it was Russia and the U.S. So it's definitely an area of the world that has an engineering background.
Right. So I would like to invite all the guys who are listening to us right now. So go to our website, dlabs.tech, in order you can see what kind of services we do, and we provide like free consultation for every startups that's here in CES. Yeah.
Awesome. So the focus of your company is helping startups get an idea out there, or do you also work with larger companies?
Yeah, actually, we work like we have different directions. We have medicine direction. We doing vending machines. We doing IoT. So and we work with larger company as well.
Okay.
Sometimes they don't have enough capability to cover some kind of their technology, or they don't have enough human resources. So that's why they come to us and and ask us to help them.
Or maybe they're adding something that's outside of their core competency.
Right. Yeah, but it's not an issue for us, like because you can sign an non-disclosure agreements, and we wouldn't tell any kind of private technology to anybody. Yeah, so we worked with a lot of clients outside of Russia. Actually, we have office in Singapore. We have office in China, Shenzhen, and in San Francisco. So you're really welcome to visit us and to see what kind of products we do and what kind of design we do. And to be sure that at current moment, Russia is doing rocket science as well again. Yeah.
Well, that's good. It's good to see the originals trying to focus in on it again and take the knowledge that was learned through that. That was the whole point, right? To take the knowledge that was learned through that and bring it into the marketplace. And it sounds like that's exactly what your goal is.
Yep. Right. Yep.
So do you have rocket engineers on your team?
Yeah, actually,
That's awesome.
we're located like in a city. There are a lot of universities, and there are a lot of kind of design companies which previously worked for government and doing weapons and doing rockets as well, and some kind of military stuff. Yeah. And now, because you know that consumer electronics is kind of cutting edge technology and it's kind of trend technology, so that's why all kind of these engineers, they just move to more to modern companies such as our company. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's why we have such kind of engineers that do actually rocket science.
That's so cool. I've had the opportunity to interview over the years some actual rocket engineers and rocket scientists, and boy, all the things that are said about them, that they're the upper echelon.
Yep.
Ooh, it's true.
Yeah. So we're trying to build a company of like where every engineer is kind of Elon Musk, and to do such kind of crazy stuff there, engineering crazy stuff.
That's really cool. What's your favorite project that you've worked on?
So at current moment, we work with one of Russian hospital. We doing like a digital hospital, and we creating some kind of new insulin pump that that helps the guys who has some kind of problems.
Sure.
Yeah. So I mean, at current moment, this is one of the favorite mine.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. That helps people. Yeah.
Getting to work on a medical device must have like psychic satisfaction. It make you feel good.
Yeah. Actually, when you see that these devices really helps people, yeah, you feel much better, and you feel like you're responsible for not only for the device and not only for the project, but you're responsible for whole generation. Like responsibility higher than when you are doing just probably like power. Any kind of
Sure,
kind of just easy stuff.
Sure. And knowing that your product could help actually save somebody's life
Yeah.
is always kind of a cool feeling.
And it's also cool feeling when you see actually the real product already on the market on the shelf. And yeah, we're going through all the stages from idea, certification, R&D, and sometimes even we help the guys to go to the market where we have some sources, where we have some friends.
That's really cool. If people want more information about your company or to be able to contact you for services, how can they do that?
Yeah, so you should go just to dilabs.tech. Should I spell you or
dilabs.tech.
Right,
Got it.
correct.
Got it.
Or you can just write to info@dilabs.tech. Yeah, and we will try to see how can we help to your kind of new startup, or probably we would help you to bring your current technology to a new level. Yeah.
That's really great. Well, I really appreciate you coming and talking to me today. And I hope CES has been a success for you.
Yeah, for sure.
That's good.
Yeah, it's really great opportunity to be here, and I'm a little bit nervous since it's only my second time. I hope it would be like a good tradition to come every year here and to see you guys here, and you're doing really great stuff. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. So as I said, it's we never quite know what it is we're going to get to see from segment to segment. We get totally different things, and industrial design and prototyping and stuff like that is a fascinating market because you're never doing the same thing. It's not like being a product company where the thing you make is this. You get to work with all kinds of different companies to go from concept through prototype, sometimes helping to get the manufacturing process started up, all of that. It's such a cool process that I have had the pleasure of being involved in at a very small level, which is just a tremendous amount of fun, and that was great. So if you're watching on our live show, we always appreciate it. You can always go to tpn.tv. No matter where you are right now, if you go to tpn.tv, you're able to comment on the videos with our chat room and let us know if there's something going on and things like that. We always like to hear from our viewers. It's because that's why we do this live. We could do this totally recorded and just feed it to you later, but we like to do the live thing because we like to get your feedback as we're going. So tpn.tv right now is your best way to get a hold of us. And obviously, if you're enjoying our coverage, we always appreciate you sharing the feed with your friends, no matter where you are, whether it be Facebook or Twitter or whatever. Feel free to share that tpn.tv link with your friends so that they can watch us as well. Our week, CES 2019, is very quickly coming to a close. We've got about an hour left on our broadcast, give or take, depending on who does or does not show up. The thing that we can't control, obviously, is whether or not people show up into the studio. It's if you've ever watched some of our shows on Plug Hits Live, you know that we have somebody at a smaller convention that'll go go run out into the thing and find the people who haven't shown up yet.
Yeah.
That's Dave. For those of you who have watched our stuff in the past, Dave will actually go run out into the thing and find the people. But this show floor is over 2 million square feet.
That's
of
right.
Just exhibitor space. There's no way somebody can track anybody down.
That's right. Well, we got controversy at the end of the show here.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, our Twitter, Periscope.
yeah.
All of a sudden, we went offline with Periscope. and that feeds our Twitter feed, and all my Twitter videos are offline. So someone either was vindictive or who knows, but we're still up on YouTube Live, Facebook, Twitch Mixer, but it's a little concerning. So I have got tweets out to the Periscope team and also an email out to their support.
That's crazy.
I know, and if someone actually reported the content for some reason, whether they were vindictive or what, I have no idea. But we're not up on Twitter right now. So
That's well, see, and that right there, that's why you should be watching on TPN.tv
That's right.
instead, because if something goes wrong,
Right.
we've always got a feed that we can
That's
swap
right.
out there.
That's right. So yeah, TPN TV is the place to go. But we were talking earlier. What is some of the stuff that you've seen in the last 24 hours or so that?
Sorry, I'm posting right now that I'm on the show. I forgot to do it before I sat down.
So what have you seen that just totally wowed you that you got to break your credit card out for?
Okay, so I know. Stay with me on this. Sphero. We all know Sphero.
Sure.
They make the little spherical robots.
Yeah.
They designed BB-8 for Star Wars.
Yeah.
So
which I still don't have, but go ahead.
They acquired a company in June that I met in May at Collision at our last conference. And what it is it's these rings that have color sensors in them. They Bluetooth to a phone or tablet.
Okay.
And it's basically a DJ mixer that doesn't require specialized hardware.
In the ring?
In the ring. So what you do is you program a color
right.
to your mixer to make a sound.
Okay.
So if I touch this surface, it'll make a particular sound. But if I touch this surface, it'll make a different one. So I could use the banner behind us for the green, the dark blue, the light blue, the white, and the gray. And that could be my DJ surface.
So they really? So you map the sound to the color.
To the color. So you can literally make music on anything from anywhere.
Is there really a market for that?
I think there is, and I think Sphero's market is it. I think that educational market, the idea of learning both the music aspect of things, because you can literally play music, you can use it as a keyboard.
Sure.
So learning the music and learning the electronics, the idea behind it, because everything Sphero does is all about learning.
Yep.
I think Sphero's market is perfect for this.
Interesting.
And it is, I watched a guy, it was just like last year, one of my favorites was Drop Mix, which was a video game with playing cards, and you could make music with it. And there was a guy DJing with it. Well, there was a guy literally DJing with the product.
That's cool.
Over at their booth. And that was super cool. I was really excited about that.
I'm not into too much fashion stuff per se, but we were walking around yesterday, and I did see that there's jewelry now coming out that can be changed. The color can be changed.
Yep.
And it wasn't like I wouldn't classify it as costume jewelry, but it wasn't really kind of mainstream, like hip looking jewelry.
Yeah. It's not the kind of thing you're going to find at a Jared's or something.
No, but it's basically you can wear a pendant or something, and then the colored blue, purple, green, whatever. Then I saw,
and I think if I remember correctly, at our last North Hall broadcast, we had one that wasn't quite the visual level of that, but it would you could even have it change colors based on alerts from your phone. And that concept's really kind of taking off this year.
And then there was also some women, it was high-end women's wear that had LED, like, my best way to...
Like EL wire.
Well, maybe it wasn't even LED, maybe it was fiber, but it was really translucent. You could really see the color of it. It was like deep red. And it was definitely driven, probably was fiber in there, driven by a source that was pushing red into it. Sewn into the fabric, and I thought, well, that would be kind of cool from a marketing standpoint if you had shirts that had, or a purse or something that had, because that's what they had one example of the edge of a purse.
Okay.
But I was thinking from a just purely marketing standpoint, man, that would be cool to have in a jacket, to have a logo or something outlined. You know, it would be really, really cool. Now I
And
asked
if you could do the outline in white, and
Yeah.
then we could put the green around the
Yeah.
outside like that. That would be so cool.
So I asked him, I said, can it be washed? And he said, yeah. And I'm just like, what precautions? He really didn't go too much into it. So it would be expensive, but it would be it'd be a talk piece, you know.
It's washable. That means almost certainly it's EL wire.
Maybe I don't know.
It's either
very
either
thin.
EL or a fiber op,
Yeah.
like a tinted fiber op, so that it glows all the way through.
And then I think I talked about it an earlier week. They've got devices now for the women that get designs
Printing the
painted on the
nails.
finger.
That's what I was
printing
just
the
going to say.
A nail printer, and it was literally a printer that would print a nail.
I think I was having lunch with somebody here on Wednesday, and they said they were up at the booth, and a woman was there, and she's like, "Really? It's what? Could I have a picture of my daughter painted, put on my fingernails?" She goes, "Yeah, airdrop it to me." and they printed it on her at
So
the booth.
they printed a picture of her daughter's face on her
Right on her fingernail.
Oh, crazy.
And that one in particular is a little strange, but again,
Yeah, you could do anything there. So, put the TPN logo on.
we could get Sherry to put it on.
Yeah, says, hey, this is who we're with, right? That works out well.
See, you put the guy here on your thumb.
Yep.
It says TPN.
Yep. So let's talk a little
I
bit.
have a feeling that we couldn't convince her to do that.
Yeah. So you and I have been talking a little bit about next year,
Yes.
next year's coverage, and
Yes.
I think we'll be talking to the CEA, trying to go upstairs and basically have an overlook again, where we can have interactivity
miss
behind us
that.
instead of just this.
As much as I like gesturing at this while talking about colors, it would the view of the show floor.
Right.
My team went up there yesterday while we were talking about it to look at what the view would have been today. This show.
Yeah.
Oh,
It'd been good.
It's beautiful.
Because, unfortunately, the risk is we never know who's going to be in front of us. We could end up with a wall next year, too. So let me, I think your next guest is here. Folks, we're close to the end here, but we still have a few more folks that are going to come in and
I think we've got
chit-chat.
3 more after the.
I think so,
including this one.
Yeah,
So
we'll keep our fingers crossed.
we're coming to the end of CES 2019 very, very quickly here, and like Todd was saying, we're very excited about the prospect of trying to be upstairs next year. Being upstairs allows us to do things that we simply can't do this year, because the thing that you can't necessarily see right this second is the size of our studio. And if I tried, I could probably touch both walls from the center. The corners that you're seeing on both sides actually are the corners of the room. We're in a very small space, and the idea of next year being able to be upstairs and have that overlook behind us and have a larger studio really is fantastic. I really like that idea. Todd and I have enjoyed being in this little room down here the last 2 years, but I know that being upstairs would be way better for us, our guests. There's room for people to wait, not outside, which is wonderful. But our next guest is here. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you.
Go ahead and introduce yourself for me.
Our company is Cassini. It's a secure web solution to the exploitation of geographic information.
Interesting.
We use the point cloud like autonomous car used to move, and in eCassini solution you can make vectors. You can attach file on the point cloud to make a BIM solution or a smart cities.
Okay. So who is your initial, who is your target audience? Who is your customer?
Our customer are the network manager, like water manager to change the pipeline, for example. They need to have their network on the 3D, on the web.
Sure.
and we are the surveyor, for example,
Okay.
architect, because you can make a point cloud inside and outside.
Okay. So let's say I am the power company.
Yeah.
And I've got lines
Of course.
wherever because we're starting to see,
Yeah.
power poles come down and lines being
If you
buried.
need to make a trend, for example, you can know where are your network, and so you don't break it.
So I can know as I'm bringing the power lines down, I'm making sure that I'm not hitting water lines,
Yeah.
that I'm not hitting cable lines and fiber op and all that, and things that we may not think about. There may be
You
aspects
know,
that you and I just aren't thinking about. That allows me to know where all of my danger zones are and the things I have to avoid.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And we're starting to see smart cities and stuff like that really take off, and we're seeing power lines being buried. And this is the time for a solution like this.
yeah, of course.
So-
Every cities are interesting for this solution because they need to understand their cities
Sure.
uh, sorry,
It's okay.
to make a project they can use the point cloud too.
Sure. A great example is in my hometown when our telephone company was laying fiber optics. In 2 different instances, they cut the power, which seems like it would probably create big sparks. But in addition to that, it's certainly inconvenient for the people whose power just turned off.
To improve your experience with this company, it's better to use this application.
Yeah, for sure. So tell me about the application itself. How does the platform itself work?
The platform is on the web, so
Okay. So it's totally a web solution.
yeah.
Okay.
So you can upload your information. If you need to make a point cloud, we can make it too, but it's another business. And
Sure,
you
sure.
can exploit your data on the application to add information, to vectorize, to take measurement. It's almost like a Google, but in 3D with a very good accuracy.
Oh, of course it's in 3D because you've got
You
pipes
can,
going this way and pipes
Yeah.
going that way. Of course it would have to. I
and
don't.
you can make a point cloud with a 3D scanner like surveyors do. But
Okay.
If you need your iPhone, you can make a video and then we translate into a point cloud.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, and
Huh.
that we do for the update for the network manager. They can't wait for me to make a point cloud, so they make a video, they send us the video, and we translate into a point cloud.
Okay. Interesting. And what kind of data is it that I get to upload to this? Obviously, I can do video and send it to you guys to create usable data. But what kind of data can I export out of like my surveying system and put that data into this? How does all that work?
I don't understand.
Is it the data that we're putting into this? Is it like a standard format? Is it something?
It's a last file. The
Okay.
It's a last file.
Okay.
If you produce a last file, you can upload on the application.
Got it. So it's a standard format that
Yeah,
that maybe my surveying tool
every
can
surveyor
already is
can
already
make
using
a last
this.
file.
Got
Yes.
it.
It's
Got
a
it.
generate file.
Perfect. That's what I was wondering. So I don't need any special thing. This isn't gonna get in the way of my workflow. This is gonna enhance it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So where did this idea come from?
We have made this application because we use the point cloud, and you don't have any software with all the tools to exploit your geometric data.
Gotcha.
So we meet our own needs from the beginning, but we want to share these tools for the other users.
So this was a tool that you needed.
Yeah,
and
at
you
the
f-
beginning, yes.
and then you realized, well, if I need it, other people need it too.
Yeah, because if you take a point cloud to meet your own needs, other company maybe needs the same data and they do the same point cloud at the same place. So if you deal with them, you can give access right to the point cloud through the application.
Gotcha. So you can have your data and share it with your partners. If you're in a big city, maybe the city can ask everybody to share their data into a pool so that the phone company doesn't turn people's power off with a
Exactly.
shovel.
Yeah. That is the first use of the application. I
Okay.
think to make a smart city, I think it's a really good product.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense. So, where in the process is this? Is it already in the market? Is it coming soon?
It's already exists. You can use it's developed, so you can use today, and it's a license.
Okay.
You pay by month the software.
Okay.
And you have 4 types of package. On the first, you can navigate on the point cloud and take measurement. On the second one, you can draw and attach file and create your table of contents like GIS, but in 3D. And the third, you can import and export your vector file or pinpoint or shapefile, DXF, every sort of DAO file.
Okay. And what kind of price are we talking about on a service like this?
It's between $100 and $400 by month.
Okay.
It depends about your tools.
Sure, depending on what you're using.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Very cool. So I'm really fascinated by this tool. Are we able to see any of it?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I have a video.
I mean, if we can, yeah. So,
that is the product. You have the point cloud on the left and the Google video on the right, and each other are synchronized. If you move on the point cloud, you move on the video, and we have the same information about our devices. You have the same information on the left and on the right because Google don't take the information in the same time.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. Trying to get a close up for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here you can show how we take a measurement. You can have the angle information, height, distance, every measurement. All the points are geolocated in GPS, so you can take a measurement in all its form.
Okay. Fantastic. So even if I'm a contractor working on a house, on a property where there are likely buried lines and there's plumbing and all that stuff, even as just a general contractor, I can use this
You
to
can
ensure
use
that I'm not gonna
It's
that I'm designing around the right locations where the plumbing's coming in.
Yeah.
That I'm not gonna hit a water line or anything like that. I can use this too.
You can use this to make a BIM. It's a BIM solution, as you can say.
Okay, that's really great. So where are you based out of?
Sorry?
Where are you based out of? Where's the
We are
company?
based in France on the west coast of the France.
And how old is the company?
The company was created in 2017.
Okay, so pretty new.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're probably based down in Eureka Park?
Yes, we are
Okay.
based in Eureka Park.
Gotcha.
We have a lot of experience of 3D information, and that's why I say we meet our own needs.
Right, right. That makes sense. So how has CES been for you so far? Has it been a success? Met a lot of people?
Sorry?
CES, has it been good for you?
Yes, we have met a lot of people and really important consumer, I think.
Well, that's good. That's why you're here, right?
Yeah, of course.
So what were you hoping to get out of CES? And like, what were your goals here at the show?
We want to meet some other company. They can have some done about the solution.
And it's been a success. Well, good.
I hope.
I'm so glad. If people want more information about the platform, how can they get it?
They can go on the website on ecassini.fr.
Okay. And I see that the company name has a hyphen in it. Does the website as well?
On the website, you can see all of the use case. We have a use case for underground network, for the aerial view, etc.
Okay.
You can.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the domain name has the hyphen in it? The dash?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. So ecassini.
Yeah.
.fr. Or can you go to .com as well?
The website is there.
Okay. e-cassini.fr.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming and talk to me today.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure.
And have a good rest of your CES. I know it's almost over.
Thank you.
Very interesting. You can take the headset off. I'll take. What an interesting platform. I really. You're good. Yeah. Obviously, it's a tool that a lot of people are going to need. A lot of organizations, in one way or another, need this kind of data. Whether you're the actual utility companies doing pipes or lines, or you're the contractor on a particular property, and you're trying to do design a house, and you need to know where the water comes in, and if there's anything buried under the house, if there's water mains and things like that. So that's a really great solution. All right, I'll give this to you.
Fantastic.
All right, and our next guest is here. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Hi, good, and you?
I'm doing fantastic. Go ahead and introduce yourself for me.
Yes, I am Frank, and I have started a new business about health monitoring for machines.
Okay.
Our concern is to give you the time to organize a maintenance operation before the breakdown.
Sure.
And, I hate unexpected.
Sure.
So,
yeah. Because if you can predict that there's going to be downtime because of maintenance, that's better than unpredicted downtime because of a failure. For sure.
If it's unpredicted, for example, we're working for an application for consumer about HVAC. And if you are an HVAC seller and you are living in the south of the United States, it's crazy. You can't live. So
absolutely.
You have to find a solution very quickly, and you are ready to pay immediately a lot of money.
Yes, I live in Tampa, Florida, so I understand more than most.
Exactly. I like to go in Florida, in Orlando, and I am stressed when I have air conditioning issues.
Even if the temperature is off by a degree or two, it can be the difference between comfortable and painful.
Exactly. We can have this kind of information, of course. But, there is another thing. When your device is going wrong, for example, your HVAC, it can work, but you pay a lot of electricity.
Sure.
Because it is less efficient. And I read some studies that means that a bad healthy HVAC consumes something like 30% more of electricity.
Wow.
So it's also an issue about money.
Yeah, absolutely. And you may not know that something's wrong because inside everything feels fine.
Exactly.
But you have no idea that the machine is working harder and costing you more.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
You can detect that.
Right.
Yes. And
unless you're out there inside the thing, and nobody's out there inside the compressor.
Yes. The only thing you can say it's when the system is down. It's down.
Right. Yeah, when it's done, when the temperature goes up higher than it's supposed to, then
Yes.
you know that something's wrong. But
Yes.
at that point, it's too late.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So it's our business. It's a brand new company. It's a spin-off of an older company located in France.
Okay.
I start the story with six engineers and me, and we work a lot to find good solution and low-cost solution. Because
Sure.
my opinion is maintenance is a nice have. People are not ready to pay a lot for predictive maintenance. So what we are looking for is to propose a good quality solution and a cheap solution.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, who is your target customer on this? Is it the in the air conditioner? Is it the building owner? Is it the maintenance company? Who is your target customer here?
What we expect is to find agreements with maintenance company. Because we are a very small company located in France, and for us, US is very wide. So what we are looking for is to find agreements for maintenance company, because our solution is only for monitoring. When you have an issue, you have to call to a maintenance company to send a guy, a technician, to fix your installation.
Right.
So what we are looking for such agreements.
Okay, so in this case, you'd be looking to work with the maintenance companies to install this into the owner's equipment, so that they are ready when something is about to go wrong.
Yes.
They could even be proactive and call and say,
Exactly.
hey, we see that.
Yes.
Your HVAC is doing this.
And to provide a better service to their customers.
Sure.
Yes, it makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually, that concept is something that we're seeing a little bit of here at CES this year, not necessarily for maintenance, but even like a water delivery.
Yeah.
Knowing that your filter is needs to be replaced. So
Exactly.
things like that, it really does make my life more convenient. And in your case, as the building owner, I don't have to be worried about all of my machines. I know that somebody out there is watching it, and when something is wrong, they'll let me know. Yeah, very cool. So, how did this product get started?
6 months ago.
So this is a new thing.
Yes, it's very new. But we had about 30 years of experience in engineering in the main group. So all the engineers have a lot of experience about sensors, software, and so on. And for us, it's a new challenge, but it's not a white paper. We use a lot of things we use already in our previous business.
Okay, gotcha. So you're not doing a whole lot of cutting new ice. You're putting together things that you're already familiar with to build a solution.
Yes.
Okay, very cool. And how far into this process are you? Is it available now? Is it coming soon?
It is coming soon.
Okay.
In fact, we have two targets, very different targets, and a lot of people here in the CES, it's crazy, you have to focus to one target, but I think it's quite early for us to choose. One of our targets are industry, because we come for industry. We like to, it's easier for us to discuss with a large group like Airbus, Safran, so on.
Sure.
And we have solutions for industry. So we will start very soon to propose and to open the service for industry. For HVAC and swimming pool, we expect to open the service between fall and the end of this year.
Okay.
So it's not so far, but we have to work.
Sure.
Yes.
And are there specific types of machines that this works on, or is it a solution that could theoretically be customized to work for any type of?
The challenge is to be very generic, because we can't spend a lot of money to customize device for each device.
Sure.
It's crazy.
Absolutely.
So our algorithms are very generic, but we propose application. For example, for industry, we open the service with one application with a hydraulic system. For consumer, we have only two applications, HVAC and swimming pool.
Okay.
Maybe in the future we can open other application, but now we want to focus application by application.
Sure.
But for one application, it's very generic.
Okay.
It doesn't mind the model of HVAC you have.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
you know, I don't have to have a Honeywell. I can use
Yes, or Carrier or so on.
whatever.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It'll work
Yes.
kind of across HVACs.
Yes.
It'll work across swimming pool systems.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
And it makes sense that those would be the two to focus on. They seem like the two that probably break the most. So, yeah,
Yes.
it's a fairly reasonable place to get started.
Yes.
So, if people want more information about this, how can they get it?
We have a website, and what we do in the website is to give a lot of information.
Sure.
Because it's a brand new experience for us, so we are waiting to have some comments, to have some advice, and that's why we have decided to create the website. The website is very simple. It's panoptest-hm for hmonitoring.com. And that's why we are here in the CES in order to have some exchange with real people about our products and to get some advice and to get some idea. And it's a crazy place to be here.
Yeah.
It's unique, I think.
Well, you know, that is a great way to describe CES. It is
Yes.
definitely unique.
Yes. You know, we have other business in the main company in aeronautics. So we go to the air show, Paris Air Show. It's more formal. CES is not so formal. You can have exchange with concurrents, maybe, of your other companies. It's unique.
Yeah, for sure. I know in the past, you know, decades past, CES was way more formal. You see,
Okay.
you see pictures from the past, and everybody's in suits
Yes.
and ties.
Okay. I can imagine.
And yeah, it's not that anymore. You've got a booth over here, you know, with a DJ.
Exactly.
It is definitely a different experience.
Yes.
So has CES been a success for you?
Yes. We meet our goal. Our goal is to have some contact with US companies, with suppliers, because we need suppliers for sensors.
Sure.
And with people who are interested with our technology. And it's very important for us. I am here with two other guys, and we say together, CES, it's a optimistic shot. And sometimes in a project, you have a lot of trouble with
Sure.
electronics, with software, and you need sometimes to have a optimistic shock. I'm not sure we can say
Yeah.
that, but it's something like that. And
Sure.
we need in our project, in our development, we need to have this return from potential customer.
Yeah. You definitely need to know like what the market is looking at
Yes,
and
yes, exactly.
how they're responding to
yes,
your
yes,
idea.
yes. And my opinion, we can find a lot of connected sensor here. A lot. It's crazy,
Yeah.
everything. But
There's,
our core business
there's a
is
whole section of the
Exactly,
floor dedicated to just that.
But our business is to merge all the data of the sensor
Right.
and to create a value with this kind of data in order to open a service for consumer or for industry. It's not only the sensor. The sensor is...
Right. It's a means to the end, right?
Yes.
It's the thing that you have to have to make the thing
Yes.
work, but it's not your
Yes.
core.
In fact, the sensor, they are the A of Panoptest. What we are building is the mind.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. So how many different types of sensors are you currently trying to
Yes.
support?
It depends on the application.
Sure.
We have developed a range of 25 sensors, pressure, temperature, current consumption sensor, and so on. But the deal is not about the number of the sensor and so on. For us, the main important thing is to imagine non-intrusive sensor. Because if you have to open your device, your HVAC or your swimming pool, and to drill a hole to put a sensor, it's expensive, it's maybe dangerous, and so on. So we imagine non-intrusive sensor. You put the sensor on the device, and that's all with no risk. And this kind of sensor are difficult to find. You have to do some computations. And another thing is all sensor existing since decades. We are looking for a low-cost sensor.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
low-cost and non-intrusive, it's quite tricky for some sensor.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Now, one more time before we go, if people want more information, how can they get it?
Website, there is my email address, and all the team will be very happy to answer. We have also a Facebook group and a LinkedIn.
Very cool.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming and talking to me
You're
today.
welcome. It was a pleasure for me.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Yes.
And hopefully the next couple hours will still be good for you.
I hope. Thank you. Bye.
All right. That is what a cool idea that is. I like the idea of predictive maintenance. I mentioned in the interview that I've seen some water companies doing some stuff, and I did an interview specifically on that yesterday or the day before. And there's they can keep track of what's happening with the water coming through your filter and know when to replace your filter, because sometimes you're just taking a guess as to I should replace it every 6 months or whatever. And and in this case, you're looking at something even more important, and that is your air conditioner, your pool sensor, things like that. You don't want your air conditioner to die unexpectedly. Well, we have our next guest here. Hello.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
It's the end of the day, so
It's Friday.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Go ahead and introduce yourself for me.
Yeah, so I'm Andrew Allen. I'm with a company called WeatherCheck out of Louisville, Kentucky. I do business development for them.
And let's talk about the product. I had the opportunity to get a background on this down at the booth the other day. So what does the product do?
Yeah, so WeatherCheck, we monitor properties for severe weather losses. So you can file an insurance claim, take advantage of that premium you pay all these years for, leverage that to get actual value out of it.
And you guys do this in a really interesting way. It doesn't require any sensors and things to be installed. You do it with available data.
That's right. So we don't put any hardware on your home, no sensors, no monitors. We draw data from 34 different data sources. So atmospheric data from the federal government, MLS data when the home was built, and then social media like Twitter and Facebook. And our proprietary algorithm takes all that data together and gives us that damage notification for your property.
That is so cool. So you can go to NOAA and find out that there was hail or something.
Yeah.
And then you go to social media to find out if there's evidence of it?
Yeah, so if somebody in your neighborhood posted a picture of a 3-inch size ball of hail, we take that as well to verify ground truth. Yeah.
Okay, and then when you use the MLS data, I imagine maybe to find out what kind of shingles are on the house, because if it's ceramic, they're probably toast.
Exactly, yeah. Shingle type, year build, all of that information's there.
Wow.
Yeah.
What an interesting collection of data to pull together for this information. Now, once something is suspected to have happened, what do how does the process work after that?
Yeah, so once we suspect something, we notify you instantly. So
Okay.
we send you a text message, send you an email saying, yes, this rises to the level where you should file an insurance claim.
Okay, so it's we're here.
Yeah.
And hail happens back at home.
Yeah.
I have no idea, since there's not even windows in this building, let alone any idea what's happening outside.
Yeah.
So I get a notification, hey, there's evidence that there was severe hail by your house. You should contact your insurance company.
Absolutely. And for
Wow.
hail, even if you are home, or even if you,
Right,
you know, it can be so sneaky, and unless you're up there inspecting your roof, it's really
Right.
hard to find out. So
Right.
yeah.
And it's worth, at that point, it's worth engaging anyway to see if something's wrong.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did this idea come from?
So one of our co-founders was a roofing contractor, and so he would look for, after a hailstorm hit, he would try to find out, you know, who needed a new roof. And he
Sure.
said there has to be a better way to find out who needs that. And so he got together with our CTO, Jermaine Watkins, our co-founder, Demetrius Gray. They got together and came up with this product. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a bit of a saying among our group that good ideas come from things that suck, and figuring out.
Yeah. He says driving around his F-250 looking for leads was sucks.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's no fun. Why would you want to do that if there's a way to not only make that process easier, but to make, as the homeowner, the process of knowing that something could or has gone wrong easier.
Yeah, and so we make it easier for the homeowner. We also make it easier for your insurance companies and mortgage companies.
Sure.
So imagine the day where your insurance company we let them know that this home's damaged, and they call you and they say, hey, we know your property's damaged. We're going to already start the claims process. We've got you a room booked, you know, the next 2 weeks at this hotel in town, when we get this fixed for you. Really differentiate themselves customer service wise.
Yeah, for sure. Because like that would be, would that be a sales thing for an
Yeah.
insurance company to not be the bad guy, but instead be able to say, we are the ones that are so proactive, we contact you.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're ready before you know something's wrong.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and so for the mortgage companies, it's specifically, you know, performing loans and default loans. They've got all these loans out there where homes where nobody's living. They want to preserve the properties. We can do that for them.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We've actually got an underwriter on our team.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
So that actually is a thing that our team's familiar with, and that wow.
Yeah. So speaking of underwriting too, we can inform those underwriting tools in real time, right? So a person wants to insure a property, we can do a look back on that property, and then in real time help them inform their models to make that as, you know, the best it can be. So
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
We're excited.
So, in that case, would they be able to see like a history of problem?
Yeah. So again, you know, for a homeowner, even you sign up, we do that 1 year look back, and we let you know.
Okay.
We let you know if there's anything existing. So yeah, we can go back. We can go back further than 1 year for an underwriter and let them see a history, the pattern of the weather for that actual address.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Wow. Seriously, it's a fascinating concept. And I'm so glad that I stopped at your booth yesterday or the day before,
Maybe,
whenever I was there, and started this conversation, because it's unique, and it's that idea of taking existing data and being able to bring it together in a way that means something.
Yeah.
I love seeing that. It doesn't require me to put things up and all of that, because we know that gets expensive real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's for us, that's the thing. We don't just give you the data, we give you an actionable step to take with the data. So we interpret it for you and let you know, hey, you should do this.
Right.
So,
And it doesn't require me to do a whole lot of work.
No.
I don't have to, it doesn't cost me a whole lot to put smart sensors and stuff all over the place.
Yeah.
You guys have taken care of the technology on that side yourselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, wow. What is the cost on something like this?
So it's based for enterprise costs. It's based on the amount of policies they want to insure or monitor, and then for mortgage companies, based on the amount of loans. For the consumer, it's free. The basic monitoring is free.
Oh, wow.
So it's the advanced monitoring is $10 a month for the consumer. So
Okay.
really, really affordable.
So I could sign up right now and start getting the basic monitoring right now with nothing required.
That's right.
And then if I wanted, what's the difference between the basic and the advanced?
So we give you a little bit more information, and then we the text messaging as well as part of the advanced.
Okay.
So, yeah. So if you want different levels of notification, a little bit more resolution, that's $10 a month. And so also with that, we do that 1 year look back. Even for the free, we do the 1 year look back to let you know if there's anything outstanding you should file a claim for.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe I didn't, because I was here, maybe I didn't know that something happened.
Yeah.
And 6 months ago or whatever.
You might need a new roof. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I haven't been up on the roof.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. And so we give you that 1 year, so you're still eligible, more than likely, to file that claim and have that taken care of.
Oh, right, because it would still be within the time frame.
Yeah, more than likely. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. If people want more information on this, how can they get it?
Yeah, so we're on Twitter, Facebook, our website, weathercheck.co. You can look at my contact info's on there. Reach out to me directly. Follow us on Twitter at weathercheckco on Twitter, and then facebook.com /weathercheckco. So
Very cool. So obviously this is already out in the market. How long has this been around?
So we've been around about 20 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So less than 2 years.
Yes.
All right. And how's it been going?
It's been good. So we're monitoring 2.7 million properties right now. So we're really excited about that and continuing to add.
That's a lot of properties.
It is. Yeah.
Wow. And what were your goals here at CES?
So we really wanted to talk. We just get the word out. Get more consumers on the platform, and then also talk specifically to the insurance companies that were here. So really felt like we were able to make some good connections with them and kind of explain how we can help them.
Good.
Yeah.
So it was a success for you.
Yeah, I would say so.
Well, good.
Yeah.
I'm certainly glad.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah.
Well, good. I really appreciate you coming and talking about this because, home maintenance can be a real pain. And it's part of what I was just talking with the last guest about, is being able to maintain your air conditioner and your pool sensor and stuff. Those can be a real pain too. And, the idea that I can keep track of if there's the potential of damage at the house without having to have sensors all over the place is really fantastic.
Yeah, and I would also say, in addition to it being a pain when something needs repair, weather's changing. So I think we've had multiple once-in-a-lifetime events in the last 5 years. So I think everybody needs to have a plan in place and a strategy to deal with it, prepare and deal for severe weather. So
yeah,
we're excited
sure.
we can do that.
Yeah, I mean, in my area, in the Tampa area, we're known for escaping hurricanes.
Yeah.
I've always joked that it's the hot air from the city council, but
Okay.
we've always managed to avoid hurricanes since '84 until about 2 years ago. We didn't have any storms, and now we've had 2 back to back. So yeah, just because you think you know what the weather in your area is doesn't mean you do.
Yeah, and another thing too, it's like it's something you don't want until you want it, and then usually then it's too late. So it's preparation. You've got to be prepared.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you coming up here and talking to me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
It's been
absolutely.
good.
And I hope the next couple hours, the last couple hours of CES continue to be a success for you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
All right.
Have a good one.
Thanks.
All right. And that there, my friends, is our last interview. Todd, welcome back.
Yeah.
Hello.
We made it through.
We did.
We're back up on Periscope.
Oh, really? Maybe they heard us giving them crap on the air.
Yeah. Well, I tweeted it.
I know.
So anyway, we're pow. We're finished.
Yeah, I am.
And
this has been good. This has been
Yeah.
a good live show.
The diversity of content or product that has come across is probably the most diverse. And I would say, we try to look at each vendor independently, and I reject a lot of stuff, like cell phone covers, and I think maybe this year, even if I look at the whole lineup, and I don't know, do you think you had a bad interview?
No.
Yeah, I think the lineup was pretty good this year. I think it was pretty solid.
I didn't do. Obviously, I wasn't on the air much as you did.
Right.
But I know I talked to Danielle as well, and between
Yeah.
the two of us, we probably shared airtime. And I think I know she didn't feel that she had a bad
Yeah.
interview. I didn't feel like I had a bad
Yeah, I
interview.
think so too.
And I've after hours, I've watched some of the stuff from you and Don, and I don't think you guys had a bad interview either.
I know, and yesterday was like, the variety of stuff that came in. And I think what else is impressive is I think total maybe 10 missed appointments.
Okay.
So in the scheme of things, and we're pretty hardcore to the companies that miss. If you don't text, if you don't make any effort to say you're not going to be here, I put them on a 5-year ban. So it's nice to, and I hate to say it to do that, but we shoved other companies out.
Right, to make a space for you.
For them, and we have
to not show up.
Yeah, and this year we only did 6 hours each day, where in the past we've done 10.
Right.
So it was even more limited on the number of spots we had per day. So really, we had about 24, 25 spots a day, and about 100 folks that came across. And of course, today's a little shorter. We're going to roll, finish up here early. But Friday's always been a tough bill anyway. And I just decided this year not to push it. We would fill what we could, and then people came in, and then wanted to. But I didn't want to throw just junk in at the end.
Right, exactly. I mean, the only thing that we added to Friday, I think, after the show started was weather check.
Yeah,
and that was because I met him downstairs.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, this isn't a floor interview. This is a live interview.
Right.
We need to talk about this in the studio.
So, I think overall, we've the show went pretty good this year. Technically, I think my biggest disappointment from the live portion was that Facebook kept resetting.
Yeah.
And we're going to work on that next year. But, we used
we'll run a bunch of tests between now and then to figure out what happened.
Yeah, and we ran Wowza, and in the same configuration I run in the studio at home. And, we're on Twitch, we're on Twitter, we're on Mixer, we're on YouTube, and we're on Twitter.
Yep,
Periscope. And Facebook was the only one that just would keep dropping out, which caused me to have to reset the transcoder. And I don't know. It may have been caused here. We don't know.
It could have been here. It could have been there.
Right.
We're running on an internet connection that's out of our control.
True, but the connection
seems to be
been solid.
Yeah.
And the video's been beautiful on the other end.
Yeah.
So now we've just got a pile of stuff in the can, and once we get done here, we'll finish copying over the media into the TriCaster or into the external hard drive, because I'm not going to see this gear until February 16th. As soon as I land, I leave the next day for the East Coast for 5 weeks. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Tell me about it. So. 24 hours at home to clean my underwear, then leave. But other than that, we got a lot of stuff to work through over the next few weeks. But this year's goal on live was to do live. So you won't see as much stuff being published on the website, but there'll be a fair amount as well. We'll take the highlights, the good stuff,
and you'll also see all of our floor content.
All your floor content.
So I got to tell you, last couple of years I've had 3 floor teams.
Right.
This year I only have 2.
Right.
Because I've only got 5 people.
Right.
I think we have produced almost as much content this year with 2 floor teams as I did with 3 last year.
Because you spend a lot of time directing and you lose time on the floor.
There's definitely focus up.
Right.
And there wasn't any of that this year.
So one thing, it's for those of you that are watching this and maybe are content creator, Marlo did something yesterday. He basically hired a photographer or a cameraman for the show out of Vegas, and they set up in a location. And then Alice went through and picked vendors and said, go, 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 and sent them to the location they were at. Oh. They would do 3, 4, 5, and then they would pick up and move to the next spot and she was the one that was going and picking them and then sending the people. So he got 30 yesterday.
Jesus.
By himself. And he said 2.5 hours. So because they didn't move. They just, they moved a couple of times. So, as we go, we've been doing this forever and we still learn little tricks. But he's of the mind that next year he is going to do a fixed location and then have a runner go get him. have people walking and send them
Okay.
to him, do the interview. Some stuff you're going to have to still go back and get B-roll.
Sure.
Um,
But it's like a non-live version of this, where
right.
there's a centralized location, and
Yeah.
and people come to you.
Because this
You're
thing
just
is
not
this thing has gotten too
rescheduling.
big. We can't cover it.
Yeah, no.
And it's even if if you focus on drones, you'd spend a day on drones.
Oh,
If you
absolutely.
focus a day on health tech, there's a whole day downstairs in this building alone.
Oh, at least.
So
Because we spent a day and didn't cover everything.
right. And we used to walk this whole show. We used to cover the whole thing in 4 days.
Yeah, but it
with
also,
a camera in hand.
But it also didn't used to be 2.1 million square
It's
feet of
grown.
exhibitor
It's
space.
grown in it.
Because when you and I started doing this, the Sands was the Adult Entertainment Expo.
Well, remember when Annie and I first came, Sands was a hot place to be. Annie and I would spend a day and a half in here, and then we'd go catch a few on the other side.
Yeah.
But then Sands died off for a number of years.
Yeah, because this was the Adult Entertainment Expo for,
right,
for a
AVN,
long time.
Right. So anyway, it's the space has changed, and of course with the new building going up,
That's going to be 2.1 million square feet on its own.
So this will probably not exist. It'll probably be over there.
Yeah, I think the intention is to abandon the
What
Sands.
is the year they're going to move over there?
The number I keep hearing is between 21 and 22. I don't think they're going to hit it, though, because like we talked off air, I don't think.
Well, they build stuff fast here, so
That's
and they're
true.
building a open air building. And it's not like they're. Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
I don't know if you've seen the renderings on it, though. They were over at the main building last year. Ooh, is it beautiful?
I'm sure.
Holy cow!
And, how these buildings are old.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Not old, but as compared to everything else.
Yeah. In the Vegas time warp,
Time
their
warp
old building
is the exact word. But I'm excited to see what happens because it's that way. At least transportation time is not such a killer.
I know. Because
getting from point A to point B and between here and there is 2 hours wasted.
Yeah, for us this year, we stayed different than we usually do, and so we rented a car,
Right.
and we've been parking it here, and the team that goes over to the convention center
It's on the
has
bus.
been taking the bus over because you're not parking over there.
And I'm not telling the secret on how we found to make sure we get parking here. I'm leaving that. You guys can figure that on your own if you're coming to cover the show because I don't want to. Don't want to put it out.
You don't want to lose.
No, I don't want to all of a sudden say, and then that secret get on the street.
Exactly. Because you don't want to lose the loop.
Right. Well, anyway, folks, we are going to pack this thing up,
Yes.
and we're going to be rolling by 4:00 Pacific to the vehicle, then on to FedEx, and. But otherwise, thanks everyone for tuning in. Scott, thank you for your work. And of course,
Absolutely.
we've had Don Bain, the Gadget Professor, on here, Marlo from the Tech Ranch.
And Danielle Mendez from my team as well.
Yep. So those have been the heavy hitters in here this week. And once again, next year, I think maybe we'll have a back view. So we'll see how it goes.
And maybe we'll make some changes.
Yeah, matter of fact, we might as well say it now. You volunteered to take the lead on the show next year.
Yes.
So, yeah.
My executive producer and I have volunteered to EP the show next year.
So we've got a lot of talking to do on planning and out in the handing over the reins.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, it's exciting.
We've got a year to do it, though. So.
Yeah, plenty time. All right, everyone, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching, those that you have, and those of you that catch us on replay. Thanks for watching on replay. TPN.TV, GeekNewsCentral.com, TheGadgetProfessor.com, TechRanch.com,
F5Live.tv, and PlugHitsLive.com.
So those, I think I hit everybody.
I think that's everybody.
Yep, and you'll see a variety of the content across all those sites. And, of course, we all have podcasts as well, so make sure you subscribe to those shows.
Yes, please.
And hit subscribe when you get over that way. This is our extra content. Our regular content will be back in the loop next week.
Right.
So.
And I like to end by saying, on behalf of those people on our team who are not here in the studio and not on camera,
right.
I'm Scott.
And of course, thank you everyone. Todd Cochran here from the whole team. Of course, thanks for my mom coming out and
Yes.
helping. And your mom's here.
Yes, indeed. And Danielle's mom is here,
Yeah.
and her
Isn't that funny?
her dad is here.
This is like the people we can absolutely rely on.
Yes,
right?
indeed. The people that we know that we can trust.
And we're not CNET with 50 people here.
Right, indeed.
Right. But I'll bet you we created as much as they did.
I bet you're right.
All right, everyone. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time here on the with the show from CES 2020 about a year from now. Take care.
Ciao.